if I can see myself. What? I'm a narcissist. What can I say?
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, I mean, so the brawl that happened at the end of SmackDown, that was at the bottom of my section. So I was in row M, so I was just a little ways up from
All
that.
right.
Not to flex or anything.
Did you get sweat on you?
No, I wish. I do wish, but I got to sing Cody Rhodes' theme with other people, and it's a time. It's fun. It didn't hit the first time I saw Cody Rhodes, even like I met him, but I was just like not fully feeling Cody.
Wasn't
This
that when he
time,
was in AEW?
yeah, but like this time, the whole crowd, just the whoa, twice because his theme played again at the end. It was fun.
I'm glad you're first, Will. I don't know if you saw, but I have an opening because Vince isn't going to make it. So if you want to fill my gap, I'd be more than happy to let you fill my gap before we get started.
Ew.
Or you can just watch. Oh no, I'm sorry, not gap, void. That's what it was. Fill my void.
Void, yeah. True. That's me.
Look at us in our fucking late 90s t-shirts. You got your DX on, I got my Mankind on.
Yeah.
All right, I'll send it to you.
I still have makeup on that you can barely see. All I did was change into comfy pants and not jeans. That's basically all I did. Oh. Excuse me.
So how are you? Have fun?
I did have fun. People behind me were really annoying, but I had fun.
Did you enjoy Rampage?
That's not fair. Hey.
What?
I had a logical reason this time. Wow, that chat like just came in all at once on my end.
Really?
Yeah. It keeps doing that.
I had the chat. I got Savannah in there saying suck it. I don't know what exactly it is she wants you and or I to suck, but it.
Yes.
Jesus in there praising 52 more weeks till Roadblock.
I hate him.
And we're going to give Will 5 minutes. And then, yeah.
I have a can of Coke. And I have a bottle.
I have a bottle of Coke. And a glass of water.
Oh my god, we're twins. We're besties, Matt.
Savannah's going to get jealous. The other one couldn't make it tonight, Jesus. So the other one's not going to be here. So we're doing what most white people do, and we're replacing him with another one of us.
One of us. Water and Coke. TK's fave. No, not that kind of Coke, honey. Not that kind of Coke. My nose is stuffy. I can't do that.
She's in Texas. She doesn't know the difference.
Texas. All my exes live in Texas. I'm in a good mood.
I'm glad. This is gonna be fun.
Can't breathe, but I'm in a great mood. I get to see Scream in the morning.
You're going tomorrow? I thought you were going on Sunday.
No, I'm going tomorrow morning.
Oh, fuck, you're gonna see it before me.
I am. I you know me. I will never spoil anything.
Yeah, I know. We're going Sunday at like 2:10 in the afternoon, and then we'll probably review it next Saturday.
Let me make. I should. Yeah. I'm still good next Saturday, whatever.
Well, I was gonna say we could do it Saturday, we could do it Sunday. Just actually hit me up and he's like, dude, I love Justin to death, but his text messages are some incoherent bullshit. And I just hope I figure out what he's asking me. He said, yo, man, or no, sorry, that question. Are we doing in big getting off tomorrow?
Exactly.
I guessed from tomorrow and getting off. I was like, no, next week probably because we don't do getting off every week. And he goes, cool, time to watch Scream. I'm like, yeah, I still won't see it till Sunday. And then he said same. I don't know what doing in big means. I'm not even sure what that was supposed to be.
I think he kind of just like puts words into his phone and hopes there's a sentence.
I love him. Yep.
SmackDown was great. I got to see Rhea Ripley twice. Game changer. A Fatal 5-Way slapped. Texas. I mean, everything's bigger in Texas. Isn't that the saying or something?
I'm just impressed that they can drive 800 miles in 8 minutes.
That impressive.
On horseback, nonetheless. To be fair, outside of
all politicians?
Well, I was going to say outside of a select few. Yeah. Most politicians are idiots.
Hello?
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Oh my god. Hi, Will.
I made it.
Will, aren't you fucking sick of doing shows with me this week? God damn.
See, this is the way this happens. I've just decided I'm going to strong arm my way into Creation World somehow. So I'm just going to hold all the shows highest.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure all you have to do is ask Travis and he'd say yes at this point.
Travis, I want to put a show on the network. He'd be like, okay.
I mean, probably.
I'm trying to find an invitation note so I can put my spits and swallows together while we do this live.
Hey, that's okay.
I don't think it'll be too hard.
I have a headache.
Why?
Oh, because he's wearing the MJF scarf.
Call Tony Khan a Mark. You fucking Mark. There. House for Savannah.
Fire me, you fucking
Fire me, you fucking Mark. I figured as a Jewish man, as long as there's a Jewish world champion, I can at least rep a scarf.
There you go.
Is that the only criteria needed?
I didn't coincidentally get it till after he won, I don't think, but they didn't necessarily have to go together. But now I have a reason to.
I could talk to Vince, but for you to be on Spit and Swallow or Spit or Swallow, Vince would have to do one for an AEW pay-per-view. Now, if you want to just be on Smackin' It Raw and not Spit or Swallow specifically, that's something else we can talk about.
That's another conversation to be had.
Yeah. Two completely different shows.
True.
It is.
You guys are ready?
Yeah.
All right, let me run the intro. Why is it intro loop?
No.
Fucking Vince is adding shit. All right, here we go.
No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin' Raw podcast. I am your host, the patron saint of podcast, and the warden Matt Ritter, and I'm here with my co-hosts this evening. I'm gonna give special honors to the Will Gray, host of Botch Spots and Chair Shots, the man of which I am his personal Pornhub poppy for literally just hopping on to fill my void. 5 minutes of notice.
Mateo, Katie, I love the shit out of you guys. It's great to see you on a Friday night. Also,
It is.
I don't have any pants on.
Okay. I just heard.
I just heard a giggle from under your desk.
Not under my desk.
She's
in the.
I was gonna say the boss is supposed to be sitting at the desk. You're supposed anyway. Also with us this evening, as always, she is the Sultan of Step On Me, the host of the She League Showcase Inside the Mind of In the Crowd. Not really, because it doesn't exist anymore. And Storytime with Miss Katie Kinsey Bay. The shaman of She League. Katie, how you doing?
I'm good. I got energy. I got adrenaline in my soul.
Something.
Cody Rhodes.
Did you approach a glory hole tonight? Was that a thing?
No. No. What? Stop.
Those are the lyrics. We have discussed this. It's adrenaline in my soul. As I approach this glory hole, I tell myself I'm Cody Rhodes. If you go to Twitter and go at Matt Ritter and ask that person what the lyrics are, that's what they will tell you. It is official. So, that's how you officially look up lyrics to all songs. Is you go at Matt Ritter.
You ask.
What are the lyrics? Yeah, exactly. And he'll
That's
tell
how
you.
I get my New Japan Pro Wrestling names.
See, there you go.
TD Super Narrow, exactly.
But you got to go to SmackDown tonight.
I did.
And that's why you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
Not the glory hole, the SmackDown.
Yeah, just SmackDown. No glory hole.
But you will visit any glory holes within the last however many hours it's been since I've seen you.
No glory holes.
Well,
I don't know.
Thing still.
I'm trying to think about it. I was thinking, how many times have I left my house since the last time I talked to you online? And it may only be one time. I may have only left my place one time.
That was true.
I need to.
No.
I respect the fact that you have only had to leave your house one time, but I need to go back to Katie asking if glory holes were still a thing, like they ever just stopped being a thing.
We went to the grocery store. See, I left the house.
I'm so proud of you, Will. Oh, Cody Rhodes is now a glory hole.
Cody Rhodes. Glory holes never stopped being a thing. They're always in style.
I do. It doesn't even make sense. And Cody Rhodes is a hole of glory, though, because we are absolutely loving him. Katie.
Yeah.
News and rumors. What you got?
Hold on. I was prepared for not that prepared. Backlash in Puerto Rico, hosted by Bad Bunny. That'll be fun. That'll be exciting.
Bueno.
Yeah, see. Stevens is still here. We got this.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
It's basically the same thing.
Me and Vince are interchangeable. That's what I heard.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I call you guys plug and play, but
Which one's plug? Which one's play? Hi-oh.
Sweet baby Jesus.
That's how I like my toys.
Stop. That's a thing that's happening. I don't remember when that's happening.
It's the month after WrestleMania. It's the first week in May. Correct.
May. Thank you, Will. Saray, not Saraya, Saray from NXT is leaving the company. She also hasn't been on TV since August of last year. So I don't really blame her for wanting to leave.
Yeah.
But, I mean, no more Harriet Potters. Like, that's kind of sad. Matt loved Harriet Potter.
I did. Yeah, that's what I called her, because she would go from like schoolgirl transformation to Warrior of the Sun, but she looked like Harry Potter. She had the glasses and the outfit and everything.
She did.
I can get behind that.
We miss her.
I wish I watched more NXT, guys.
You really should.
I feel really let down a lot by Raw, so I think maybe I'll start picking up NXT weekly instead of watching Raw live.
Exactly. Raw's a letdown 9 times out of 10. NXT has its downsides, but there are some good things happening in NXT. Yeah. I don't know like how official or unofficial it is, but there's talks that they're trying to get a PLE or pay-per-view in Australia this year.
Just traveling all over the fucking world.
I 100% think this is backlash because of Oceania Pro Wrestling. And you guys are like, what the fuck is that?
That is correct.
The NWA Pacific region, like the islands, used to have an NWA territory, and for a long time it's been dormant because nobody's been booking wrestling down there. The Australian scene runs rampant. There's plenty of Australian wrestling happening down there, but there hasn't been an NWA style like counterpart to the Americas since probably the mid 90s or so, I think. But your girl Mickie James, she wrestles at Impact, Matt. They
yes,
wrestle
she
on
does.
Thursdays.
She does, yeah.
Her and her husband Nick Aldis. He formerly wrestled for the NWA.
Yeah, he was the last good champion they had.
Correct. They're booking Oceania Pro Wrestling, which is going to be like the counterpart to connect to the States in Australia next year, and it'll be the first time a major promotion's been over there in like 25 years. So
I was gonna say, didn't he also get sick of Billy Corgan shit and say, "Fuck it, I'm leaving"?
He did. That's on my list. I just interviewed one of the NWA guys tonight before I just now, like a couple hours ago. And I asked them about Tyrus in the locker room and Billy in the NWA.
How Billy Corgan hates women and Tyrus was a dinosaur and
Tyrus is a dinosaur. Billy Corgan. I can't confirm or deny that Billy Corgan hates women, but that is speculated.
You know what, Will? That is a great segue, though, because if you don't hate women, if you love the women in your life or whoever your significant other is, you want to keep them happy. And a very good way to keep them happy is to go to mysensualsecrets.com. It boasts one of the largest catalogs on the web across all the varying levels of adult toy categories, with toys for him, like Will, for her, like Katie, or for both, like whoever you're in a relationship with.
All three of us.
The product line is extensive compared to the other competitors in the sexual wellness industry. Orders ship within 24 hours, so customers are always satisfied with both the price and quality. MySensualSecrets.com has top-rated reviews and exceptional customer service, so go to sensual.creationworld.com to receive 10% off your order today. That is sensual.creationworld.com. I cannot plug the other one because I literally just realized I haven't asked Travis permission to get the Google Doc yet, so I don't have the ad for the other one yet. So next week.
Oh,
next
yeah.
week. Yeah.
That's
the deal. But
Brady.
Anything else in news and rumors?
Let's see. That's all I
heard Vince had a mustache.
He did, and it was awesome.
Were those actually real pictures?
Yeah, there's an actual picture that circulated. I can I'll see if I can find it, and I'll send it to Matt, and he can screen share it for everybody.
Ooh.
Not that kind of show. This isn't Pornhub exclusive. Not that kind of show.
That is
real fast.
That is not news.
I think that is everything, because everything else I have is like Revolution based, like new champions and things like that.
Unless you're saving those for your spits or swallows, let's talk about them, because I'm not spitting or swallowing a show I didn't watch.
Well, House of Black, new
Swallow,
new
Big
AW
swallow.
Trios champions, rightfully so. I mean, love me some House of Black. Always bet on Black, kids.
especially in Vegas.
Agreed.
Especially in Vegas, of course. Well, okay. Well, at Revolution, there was a new TNT champion.
There was.
It was Wardlow. It was War Daddy.
And then he got robbed.
Quite literally robbed.
And then also got robbed again, but we'll talk about that later.
Fucking QT Marshall. Yeah. And then like FTR showed back up.
Ruby Soho joined the Outsiders.
She did.
The Outcasts.
They're the
Freelancers?
Outsiders. God damn it. No, they're not the Freelancers, because that name is fucking stupid.
I didn't choose the name. I don't know why you're yelling at me.
Because I told you we're not going to say that on here.
Because it's a dumb name.
I agree.
War Daddy got pegged.
Hey.
That's your
That is
girl.
actually not a bad name for this episode.
Bada bing,
wait,
bada
I
boom.
thought that was from a while ago.
That was from the other night, according to Aaron Rift of NoDQ.com. I know Travis likes to plug the sources these days.
They were also saying it might be photoshopped, maybe not. It doesn't look photoshopped like that.
I thought people were saying it's an old picture because that other guy is like a soccer player.
That
or
picture
something.
is photoshopped.
That's from Jesus. So we can't
From like 10 years
we
ago.
we don't know the truth about anything anymore. Who even
Well,
knows?
once again,
It
that's
doesn't
why
matter.
I plugged Aaron, because I didn't post that picture.
Want to believe that Vince has a mustache and was backstage rocking the fucking porn stash at Raw. Because he was at Raw.
He was.
He was.
He was indeed. And people were mad.
Speaking of people being mad, MJF threw possibly liquor into a kid's face.
Oh, yeah.
He did. He pissed
That
off
was
a
a
lot
thing
of
that
people with
happened.
that.
Which is what a heel's supposed to, like, don't get me wrong. If he knew it was liquor, okay, problem. But like the whole, he threw water on a fan, like, even though it's a kid, so fucking what? Now, knowing that it was liquor, okay, yes, there is an issue. If he thought it was pop, if he thought it was water,
I thought it was water.
is what it is.
So
I heard it was tequila.
I also heard it was tequila, but they're both clear. So, like,
yeah,
how do we know?
It's not like he took the cup, sniffed it, and then
just.
Yes, not all tequila's clear, but I mean, if they're at a wrestling show, I got to assume it was Terramana, and Terramana's clear. So
Terramana, Dwayne.
Well, the Reposado isn't, and it makes they make a Reposado.
Okay.
But this isn't about liquor. This is about wrestling. And I think MJ is awesome. And how about him going to town on those pickles in the media scrum, though?
I didn't watch the media scrum this time.
You guys didn't watch the media scrum?
Matt didn't watch the pay-per-view, period.
Fair enough. Why didn't you
heard
it,
about
Matt?
the pickles?
Because there was nothing on the pay-per-view that warranted me forcing Kate to sit through an AEW pay-per-view and pay $50 for it.
Makes sense.
So there was nothing that I was like, this is something I really, really, really have to see. Like I kind of wanted to see MJF versus Bryan Danielson. I was interested in that. I was hoping House of Black would win, but I have no interest in really watching an elite match. I just wanted to watch them lose. So I would have enjoyed that. And then I had hopes for the women's match and the way it ended, and it ended the way I hoped. So that was happy. But yeah, no, I didn't watch the media scrum or the pay-per-view because I didn't watch the media scrum. But I heard after his match to get some energy back, MJF was just chowing on pickles.
Yeah, he was.
Now, if you don't have pickles at the ready, but you do need some energy, you can order Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. The product is made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. Dubby has handpicked what they believe to be the 10 most critical ingredients for focus and concentration. Even though Ty Dillinger was not at the AW pay-per-view, we're still going to do it. W contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have because it's not a canned energy drink. W uses Neurofactor, patented all-natural coffee cherry extract to help fuel you. This ingredient is what gives W its laser-focused and fast reflex effects, making it especially perfect for gamers or keeping you up in a post-Iron Man press conference. They dispose full ingredient amounts, and the products will never contain fillers or artificial colors or dyes. W is also sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and keto-friendly for all you wrestlers who are on a diet and got to stay in shape. Unless you're, Trevor Murdoch, you don't give a fuck about that. Go to w.creationworld.com and use code CREATION to receive 10% off your order today. Again, that is w.creationworld.com. Use code CREATION.
2 in 20. Well done, sir.
Well played.
What can I say?
Well
Good
played.
job. Good job.
Let's get into the show. Unless nothing else, nothing important.
No.
All right. Will, do you have some ready, or you still need some time? Because we can.
No, I'm good. I got a couple to get rolling, and then I'll just
right.
kind of feed off of you guys.
Will Grace, spit or swallow?
I'll start with Raw, and I'm going to start with a good swallow, and that's pretty much everything Edge and Finn Balor are doing right now. The build of them, that story. And I know a lot of people are kind of getting like sour pissy pants about the Edge and Balor thing going another round. I love the build. And I think if they finish it in a Hell in a Cell match, like everybody's leaning to, and we get the Demon Balor versus, the Brood Edge, like how can we not love that? So my first swallow of the night is Finn Balor and Edge.
I wholeheartedly disagree with that take, but you do you. I am so over this. I have no interest in Finn Balor ever since Judgment Day has been a thing. My interest in Finn Balor has just plummeted more and more with each week as it passes, and another Edge Finn Balor match does not tickle the cockles of my heart. So,
Matt, I said it the other day in the group chat, and I love you. And the 2 years I've been podcasting, you're one of my dearest friends that I've made. But I am convinced you and I don't watch the same show weekly anymore. We just
Maybe you
don't
guys
watch the
don't.
same wrestling anymore.
I have no idea why we are so far apart on everything.
Apparently not.
Katie, got any thoughts on Finn and Edge?
Well, I was gonna swallow just Finn and Johnny because I love Johnny Gargano. I'm also not. I really thought Finn and Edge was over. I really did. I was excited. I was like, okay, cool. Finn's gonna move on to something else. Edge is gonna just vibe and hang out. I hate her. But no, we are continuing this. I don't know why. No. Boo.
This is the perfect build for this kind of story, though. They've given us a couple matches. We've gone back and forth. Now we're building to what a Hell in a Cell match was made for. This is the kind of storytelling you say you love so much, Matt. That's what surprises me, that we're so far apart on this story.
Oh, no, it's not, because the only storytelling with the Judgment Day that they've really done successfully is the stuff with Dom, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, and Rhea kind of leading to Charlotte.
Once again, we watched different shows.
It would. Here's what I don't like. It was good leading into the mixed tag match because there was a reason for that mixed tag match. Who won that mixed tag match?
The Great Couple.
Exactly. So why are we doing more of this? It's over. They got their retribution. Beth got smashed with the chair. Edge and Beth won. So what is the point of more of this? We don't need more. Edge has won. It's over. It doesn't make sense for him to need more. They got the win.
Retribution was a different group, Matt. They're not in this.
This is that Ollie has nothing to do with this, Matt. We're talking about Balor right now. Prince Devitt.
My point is,
Savannah.
If Dom had screwed them and they lost and Edge still didn't get his comeuppance, okay, because Edge still needs to get that win. He still needs to defeat Finn, but he did. They did. So, like, why are we doing it again?
Jesus gives me my point, and I give him the A for the assist. And that's the fact that we're sitting 1-1 and with a rubber match, and that rubber match is going to be Hell in a Cell. It's literally what this match was designed for.
First off, Jesus doesn't know what a rubber is. Second off,
Oh my
they didn't have rubbers back in his time.
How old is Jesus?
Huh?
Oh, wait. No, I get it now. I was like, wait a second.
I will. Welcome to the joke.
This is Matt's fault.
100% pre rubbers. They didn't have rubber back then. It was lambskin back then. That's what
lambskin.
Anyway,
that's science. That's real life.
It is.
No printer.
The show is called Smackin' Raw. Thank you, Savannah. No, I don't know. This whole thing with Finn Balor and this character that he's playing just isn't doing it for me. The only thing I enjoyed, even from the match, because again, I'm just kind of checked out on Finn Balor, was Dexter Lumis dropping Damian Priest out of nowhere. Stopping the interference. That was fun for me because I love me some Dexter Lumis. But other than that, I'm very checked out on everything Finn Balor.
He is the most underutilized, underappreciated talent in WWE's entire roster.
Which is why I'm checked out.
He is one of the most talented guys there.
And what he's doing is garbage, which is why I'm checked out.
Well, 90% of the Judgment Day is garbage. This is the one redeeming factor about it. But we'll get to that later when we talk about Rhea and Dom.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm going to swallow Carmella versus Bianca. I love my women's wrestling. It's a great time. Carmella has been kicking ass, taking names since she came back, and I'm very happy for her. And she took it to Bianca, as she should. I really thought they were about to make this like a triple threat, and I was like, no. Just Bianca and Asuka at Mania, please. I love Carmella, but like, no. And then, like Asuka coming out after because Chelsea Green got involved. The Mist. Asuka made it a meme on Twitter because she's a menace. Cella, yes. Justin says hi on 2 platforms. Hi, Justin. He said I wasn't getting acknowledged on YouTube. I'm gonna go to Twitch and they'll acknowledge me. And the same thing. No, but I loved this match. I also love the fact that Bianca isn't just like sitting on her ass waiting until Mania. She's like, her and Asuka are both like having good matches with people up until Mania. It's like that's good shit.
All right.
I agree with. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Katie said everything. The interview about Bianca prior to the match itself, the budding friendship of Cella, and then Asuka making the save. I personally believe that Asuka's gonna win at WrestleMania. So I'm very interested in that match.
I actually don't know. But like that's the fun of it. I like going into matches where I'm like, I want both teams to have fun. That's the vibe for that match.
Both teams?
Yeah.
They're full on teams now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, basically.
I love Carmella. Pretty much everything since her return. I'm usually not the over-the-top character wrestlers versus in-ring work, but I think her character work right now is just being herself turned up to 12. I love it. So I'm here for that. So I'm pretty much down for anything Carmella's bringing to the table right now.
Yeah. So I'm going to swallow everything Bloodline from tonight and Monday Night Raw. Before the show, Paul gives Jimmy and Solo their orders. Solo is supposed to solve the KO problem, and Jimmy is supposed to solve the Sammy problem, whether Jay shows up or not. KO versus Solo ends in a DQ. Sammy saves Kevin, but KO is still salty as shit and refuses to take the help or his hand. We even saw a little bit of like Cody giving KO a pep talk in the back after all of this, in the background of one of the scenes. Mm-hmm. Sammy even comes up to him and he's like, listen. And KO's like, no, fuck off. Take your hand and shove it up your ass. Sammy ends up defeating Jimmy. Jay shows up, hugs Sammy, then super kicks the fuck out of him.
Loved it.
We all knew it was coming. Like, if you didn't know it was coming, I don't know what you were smoking. There's no way to get to Usos versus KO and Sammy at WrestleMania if Jay is friends with Sammy.
Without the turn. That had to happen, right?
Yeah, they have the belts. There's no way to get there. It had to happen.
See, Matt, we did agree on something this week.
Then Cody makes the save, and then we move on over to SmackDown. And over on SmackDown, Paul's all excited. The Usos are together. Jay's back in the fold. Jay does not look happy. Does not look excited to see Paul, even though Paul's excited to see him and giving him a hug. He's like, where's Roman at? And Paul's like, I love you and I'm happy to see you. And he goes, yeah, that's great. Where's Roman? When you see him, tell him I'm here. And then Kayla comes in and Kayla's like, so why'd you do what you do? He's like, I'll talk about it in the ring tonight. I'll say everything I got to say in the ring. And even there, I kind of felt like there was a little bit of tension in the situation. I'm like, maybe he's going to say like, fuck Roman Reigns, I only did it for Jimmy, but that's not what we got. He basically said the same shit Jimmy said, which is Sammy is selfish and Sammy did this to himself. You made these decisions. You left me with no choice. This is my blood. This is my family. You were never getting picked over them. I don't know why the fuck you thought it was going to happen.
I mean, he did also say in that he was like, my brother is going to get clipped. I had to do what I had to do, which is what people have been saying. Like, he did it for Jimmy. He did it so Jimmy wouldn't get beat down and terrorized like he did 2 years ago.
Jimmy's a fucking magician because he said Cody Rhodes and poof, he was there.
Yeah, he did. Just poof. Smoke, pyro, whoa,
boom, and then it happens.
Glory holes and all.
Glory holes and all.
Stop.
This is my show, and I will not stop.
Don't ever stop, Matt.
Cody shows up, and he's like, "Listen, if you're gonna talk about me, at least talk about me in my fucking face, bitch."
Yeah, he did.
And then he's like, "Listen, I don't listen to you. I listen to them, and they want to fight." And Jimmy and Jay are like, "All right, it's 2-on-1. Bring it." In comes Sammy. Takes out Jay, brawl ensues, Cody's stripping, out of his work uniform, his suit.
He looked like a 1920s gangster. He looked like he just walked off the set of that what's that
Peaky
show
Blinders.
called? Yeah, Peaky Blinders. Thank you,
Nailed
Katie.
it.
Nailed it.
There's a brawl in the crowd. There's a brawl at the announce table. Katie got some of Cody's sweat in her mouth. She can still taste it. So
no, I didn't.
That is what you told me before we started the show. You're like, I was so close I could taste Cody Rhodes.
That's legitimately not what I said. I said
straight up said I feel like Brandy right now.
Katie licked Cody Rhodes. You heard it here first, people.
No, don't put that narrative out there. That's fucking weird. No, I said that brawl happened at the bottom of my section. I was in row M. I was a little up, but I could see everything. It'll be in the vlog, I promise.
What does Cody taste like?
I don't know. I did not taste him.
Okay. Yeah, so that whole thing that continued, we're starting to move towards Usos and Sammy. We'll get to KO eventually. That's how the story has to evolve. Something is going to happen where KO is going to have no choice but to go out and save Sammy and accept his hand and get us to our tag team title match, while Cody veers back towards Roman when Roman decides to show up and do something on a show.
So I don't know if they showed it on TV or not, but after the brawl ensues and like people come out and separate and everything, since I could see the ring, Sammy was like just lingering at the titles for like a solid 30 seconds. That's okay.
Yes.
Accurate.
Yes.
God damn it.
Sorry,
but yeah, I don't know if that was shown that he was kind of just staring down at the titles, like not moving, like hyper focused on the tag titles.
I don't know. I don't know that I really paid attention. Like the last thing I really saw, because I again forgot Rampage was on, but I immediately remembered and then put it on. Like I turned off what I was watching it on, and I'm like, oh shit, I need to pull that back up because Rampage was Cody raising Sammy's hand in the ring. It looked like they both looked down at the titles, and then Cody like grabbed his hand and lifted it up, and then I think they went off air.
Okay.
So.
I was just curious.
Will, spit or swallow?
I sent you a picture for this one, Matt.
You did.
Yeah, this is my indie wrestling spit of the week, because I'm the only person that watches indie wrestling for fun. What I sent you was a picture that I got tagged in and sent to me a few times from a ring crew in New York, and what they literally did to support their ring. They put a log up and used a log to support part of the ring for this show.
Log.
So it's the ring log. At first I was like, oh, that's funny. And then I realized that it's a real thing and this is what they're known for, and they do it regularly. And I have to say, I get the whole, like, we're cutting corners and saving money because we're a mud show, but this is genuinely fucking unsafe, guys.
Yeah.
Like, this is really bad. So I spit any indie promotion that has to use logs to support their rings.
I would agree with that. That seems wholly unsafe.
Yes.
Bakley apparently is here. Hi, Bakley, and saw that. Said the show was at a church.
Just preparing for
prepping for the lumberjack match, says pretty.
Also, as of right now, I think Alice has got a winner. I think that Freedom and Daddy Issues is a good title for the episode.
I wrote it down just in case you need it.
I appreciate that.
Nailed it.
You're welcome, buddy.
Katie, unless you have any thoughts about logs, spit or swallow?
I do not. More women's wrestling on Raw. I'm gonna swallow Piper and Nikki. I just love Piper Niven, and the fact that she's like continuously wrestling like almost every week, and they're utilizing her well, because that's not really what happened the first go around with Dewdrop. So I'm very happy with everything right now with Piper, and who knows what could happen after Mania. Maybe she'll get a nice little push to the title. Who knows?
You know what's funny? Don't let me forget to talk about the Rey Mysterio stuff, because like there are certain things I just know that you and Vince are going to talk about, so I don't even bother putting them in my notes. just to, like, save space so I don't have to type all that shit out. And Piper Niven and everything she does is one of those things. So, like, I don't even bother putting that in. I didn't put in the Legato stuff because Vince was going to be here and then he couldn't make it. So don't let me forget that.
Writing it down.
I love Piper Niven, by the way. I've been saying since she debuted as Dewdrop that they didn't need Dewdrop, and it's part of the whole Piper. I hardly know her. Thank you, Kyle. I've been saying since she debuted as Dewdrop that she was going through her version of the WWE identity crisis because she came in as Piper Niven, had a successful run in NXT UK as their tank giant in their women's division. And then when she came over, they christened her this, giggly little baby face Dewdrop that couldn't get over. And then she comes back as Piper and is immediately this beast again. And I'm like, this is who she should have been a year ago when she debuted the first time.
I know. Crazy.
I agree.
Who would have thought?
I'm going to gargle Seth and Logan Paul. I enjoyed the segment. The problem is I just don't want to watch Logan Paul wrestle at WrestleMania or on my TV. The segment was great. Paul said, he's like, oh, yeah, you want to fight? Well, I'm not fighting in this shitty town because I don't fight for free. Seth sends Miz out to get the match made because he's the host of WrestleMania. So he's like, oh, yeah, I can do that. And he's like, all right, go. And, like, throws him out of the ring. Logan tries to cheap shot him. Miz comes back in to break the fight up. Gives Paul an opening to land the cheap shot. Lays Seth out. Like, if it was anyone but fucking Logan Paul, this would have been a really fun build in the segment. It's just I don't give a fuck about Logan Paul. I don't care how good he is in the ring. I don't care how good anyone is in the ring. Like, that does not matter to me. The guy's a fucking douchebag.
What's the name of the company, Matt?
Don't care.
What's the name of the company?
World Wrestling Entertainment.
Okay. I was just making sure it hadn't changed in the last 100 years.
It hasn't.
Wrestling. You're saying wrestling isn't important on a wrestling show.
That is correct because it is not a wrestling show.
Okay.
It is a TV show that has.
Give him a second.
Look, whoa,
it's not the wrestling.
Yep. There he goes.
It is a TV show that has wrestling on it as a way to solve conflicts, but it is not about the wrestling. It is about all the stuff that leads up to the wrestling and the moments that they create. The wrestling in WWE has not mattered for a very long time.
I'm not frozen. I'm just sitting here in awe real quick. I don't think you can have a wrestling show in any capacity where you have matches and you book them and you have baby faces and title belts and you have heels and you have the start of the match and you have the build and the shine and the shutdown and the comeback and the finish. And you do all of these things that have been booked for the last 100 years as wrestling matches and then say they don't matter. It's the premise of everything that the show is based off of the fact that it's a wrestling match. The people who are wanting to be successful are wanting to be successful wrestlers. That's why they're in that company.
I disagree.
Okay. No,
I believe that's what it was founded on, but it has not been that for a very long time. The majority of the guys, as we talked about, that hold championships are not the best wrestlers. Wrestling is not a sport. You know why? Because if the people who were actually the best competitors in the ring won the belts, people probably wouldn't watch the show because most of those guys are boring as fuck. John Cena was not the best wrestler for a fucking decade. He had like 3 moves, but he was the most entertaining in the stories on the mic leading up to his matches. He did not have the best wrestling matches. He was not the best wrestler. The best wrestler on TV right now is probably Chad Gable. And what is he doing? Not wrestling for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. But in ring, in WWE, he is probably the best wrestler. And if this was an actual wrestling company that was a sport, Chad Gable would be going for that championship because he would be the best wrestler. But he's not.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then I need to clarify when I say wrestling. Then I will start clarifying by putting pro wrestling in front of it because I'm not talking about the shoot amateur wrestling that you are referring to because there's not a shot in hell that Chad Gable is a better in-ring worker than Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins is also not challenging for the title at WrestleMania.
No, he doesn't need to. He's
Could be.
bigger than the title. He doesn't have to have it anymore.
He said wrestling needs to lead up in the drama, and the build needs the match to mean something as well. They go hand in hand.
That's my point. Thank you, Blakely.
For WWE, most of the time the matches are kind of an afterthought. They're just the way that they solve the conflict. There's not a lot of wrestling going on in these wrestling matches. It's changed a little bit with Triple H, but especially when Vince was in charge, the wrestling was very much secondary. Most of your wrestling shows weekly had like 4 matches, and it was a lot of talking if you had 4 matches.
We did an episode about a year ago. It was the first time Allison was ever actually on screen or in voice, because it was audio only still then. But it was called Down for the Count. And what we did was we watched sequential weeks from the 90s to where we were at in 2021. And we watched Raw and we watched the shows that would represent. It was like Raw. And then it was 2001 because it was the first year SmackDown was around. So it was 20 years apart. And what we did was, the whole point was we did a percentage of how much of the show was actually wrestling. And in the early 2000s, there was more wrestling on the shows than there are now. I 100% agree with you. The amount of pro wrestling on the product has gone substantially lower.
Because you had guys like Kurt Angle and Eddie Guerrero and Redacted, all of these guys who were really, really good wrestlers. And that's why I said fans got spoiled by having a period where there was a shit ton of actual good wrestlers in a product that really isn't about the wrestling. Like Stone Cold and The Rock main evented WrestleMania for 3 fucking years, and they were not putting on 5-star matches. They were putting on fights. Stone Cold was the biggest thing in fucking wrestling, and even though at one point in his career he was a very good worker, when he was at the height of his popularity, he punched and kicked people a lot. They were not great wrestling matches.
His stomps were not very good working stomps. They didn't look good at all. But those matches that they had were produced and called. They had producers that were in the back. They went through those matches. They may have been nothing but punches and Luthez presses and stealing each other's finishers and wearing, Stone Cold's vest. But every single intricate part of that match was set up so that way it could be flawless and be perfect and put on a good show. Like, it didn't look like a traditional wrestling match, but the intricacies that made that match special were still there from a regular wrestling match. The things that made Hogan, Andre at 3 great, the steps and the processes of the match, tried and true. They still work now if you book a match that way.
The matches still exist. They're there. They are part of everything, but they're not the most important part of the thing. It's not what everything is about. It is a way to solve conflict.
It's a 50-50 split. The story and the matches have to complement each other to build the show.
But what I'm saying is WWE is heavy on the story and light on the matches, and companies like AEW are heavy on the matches and very light on the story to complement them.
Does AEW really tell stories, man?
They do. They absolutely do.
Katie looks real bored now.
Can we move the fuck on?
This was bound to happen at some point, and we're still not done. Me and Bat both know we're not done with this conversation. But I love you, Matt. I still do, and I'm glad we can have an adult conversation.
And we're talking specifically about WWE, not professional wrestling as a whole. So you're correct. It's not most important to me, which is why I watch a product that's very light on it. But as Katie said, we'll move on. I think it was on me. I gargled Seth and Logan. So Will, spit or swallow?
I'm going to gargle undecidedly as I follow behind you. The ladies' triple threat match. And partially because I don't think we necessarily needed Trish thrown in there. I didn't really see the point of drop. I get why they dropped the titles to Lita and Becky. This goes into the story side of it, but I'm still just not really buying into the whole concept of needing to call up legends for the sake of calling up legends. So I'm kind of gargling undecidedly because I think the tag team match would have been great. I don't think it necessarily needed to be a trios match 3-on-3.
I agree. We were saying that's not what we wanted. However, this is where we're at, and they did it because Triple H is trying to put less matches on 2 nights of WrestleMania. So,
Quality, not quantity.
Yeah. It is what it is.
That's what I was just about to say. Crazy.
It's just a play it out moment. I don't really care much for the trios matches. I think they get sloppy. They're not worked as well. But it's the safest match if you want to have 2 people like Trish and Lita in there so they don't have to worry about working, a 10, 15, 20-minute banger. So they don't have to spend as much time in ring, don't have to take as many bumps. Yeah, use the talent you have on the roster and stop bringing in the old fucks or whatever it is RN says.
It's WrestleMania, and that's what WrestleMania is, and that's what WrestleMania has always been. It's been a spectacle. It's been celebrities. It's, bringing in the big names to sell tickets and draw shit. Again, WrestleMania was not built on just being a wrestling card. You had Cyndi Lauper, you had Mr. T, you had all of the extra to make people buy shit. So I don't expect anything different when it comes to WrestleMania, because this is the formula that it has been since its inception. This is the things they do, which is why I get why Logan Paul's going to be there. I just don't give a fuck about Logan Paul.
Logan Paul's just a shitty human being.
There are a lot of wrestlers out there that are really good in the ring that I just don't give a fuck about, because being a great wrestler doesn't define you to me in a company. Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow John Cena coming back. I just love John Cena. And people were mad at the promo that he gave to. He roasted Theory because Theory's a little bitch. Rightfully so. It's what John does. It's what he's always done. He did the same thing with Rock. AJ, Roman, tough shit. I didn't want it for the title, and I have been clear about that since Chamber. You would have put the title on Montez or Gargano or someone. We could have had that, and this could have been for no title. It's for the title now. It happens. I'm not going to complain because I'm getting John Cena in the ring again. And he was really emotional coming out because he said he doesn't know if this will be the last time he's in the building, coming out in that building. He gave a shout out to Stu, the cameraman, who wasn't there because he's old. I just know Cena's time is almost done. So I'm treasuring this.
I don't get why everyone was so mad. This was a sink or swim moment for Theory. This is that they threw him to the sharks, and now it is up to Theory to figure out if it is not in any way, shape, or form WWE's responsibility to protect Austin Theory in a mid-card feud. They are putting him in a position to see if we put you up against someone like John Cena, are you going to be able to hold your own? Or are you going to get eaten alive? And that's exactly what this was. I mean, John was spitting facts about everything in his promo, from no one caring about Theory, which is why you're in this position now, because if you can't make him care about you in a match with John Cena, then maybe we put our stock in the wrong guy. Brought up them piping and fake crowd noise for Theory. Called him a dumb son of a bitch. Theory ain't ready, and Cena's trying to save his ass here by, not accepting the match. He's like, you're not ready for me. I'm trying to save you here. We get Cena versus Theory at Mania, and then we end it with Cena sack tapping Theory and saying he has no brain, heart, or balls.
And he really needs to work on the last one.
Yeah. I loved it.
I loved everything about that segment. It was the line where he said, no matter what, you lose everything, because if you beat me, you win the day, but then you've got to come out on Monday to the nastiest crowd on the biggest night of the year by yourself with nobody to hold you, with no safety net, no crutch, nothing. And Austin, he sold it the perfect way, because you could see it was either real or he sold it perfectly, because it looked like genuine fear in his eyes. And I think that's what made the segment, is the uncertainty of of Theory being unsure of if he could. And I don't know if that was just him selling it or if Cena put him in his fucking grave. Because the burial that everybody's talking about was supposed to happen. We knew it was going to happen. Nobody expected Theory to outduel Cena on the mic. And if he did, we would have shit our pants. We'd be having a completely different conversation. Nobody expected it to win. So the burial that everybody's getting upset about was supposed to happen for the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, it was going to happen regardless. So
yeah,
fuck
eventually.
off.
Yeah.
One could say that John Cena dog walked Austin Theory.
Oh, he did.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely a good way to describe that.
And if you have a dog and you need to walk them like John Cena did Austin Theory, you can go to dog.com. Dog.com is your online dog supply shopping and information destination. Everything your dog needs, from toys to treats and food, is available, including collars and leashes for when you're walking that dog. They even have outdoor gear and water safety gear for if the dog's crying after you bury him in the middle of the ring for your furry friend. So go to dog.creationworld.com and receive up to 64% off your order today. That is dog.creationworld.com.
Good job. You got all 3.
I did it.
Nailed it. 3 for 3.
So that was Katie, so it's on me. I am gonna swallow Tony D'Angelo defeating Dijak in the opening of Roadblock. Stacks coming in to sacrifice himself to save Tony after almost costing Tony the match by being pulled into the cage with Dijak to be touched in ways that he did not appreciate, and Tony being like, I can't just lock you in there, I feel bad about it. What, Katie?
Nothing. Continue.
Where was Dijak positioned behind Stacks?
I know.
Some of the most fun I've had is behind someone with my hand around their throat. I'm just saying.
You're not wrong.
But Tony D getting the win over the racist cop, gotta love it.
Forget about it. All we fucking needed was Tony D to win. Hell yeah. Forget about it.
I like Tony D. He's one of the few guys from NXT that I do like, that I've semi-followed in a little bit of NXT I do watch. I've liked his character. I was really excited for Dijak to go back to NXT. I didn't want the Terminator X3000 ripoff.
No, we wanted.
I wanted Dijakovic, the guy who turned Karan and Keith Lee into a table at Portland. You know what I mean? Like,
Matt doesn't, because he didn't like to feast your eyes. Am I wrong?
He had great matches with Keith Lee. I did not love the fucking feast your eyes bullshit that he was doing. So I preferred Keith Lee to Dijak. I will not deny the fact that they tore the house down. And that is one, slight aside. I've always said that Black and Gold, for a brief period of time, did what we are arguing about better than anyone. And that is taking the storytelling and mixing it with the wrestling better than anyone did. Better than the main roster did, because I feel like the main roster focuses way more on story than they do the actual wrestling. And AEW focuses way more on the in-ring product than they do the storytelling. NXT found the perfect recipe, and I don't know how they fucking lost it. But Sean definitely doesn't really, I'm not going to say definitely doesn't have it. He has it with the women, not so much the men. I don't know what the deal is with that. In NXT, they are
100% in NXT. They are. The women's division is more talented than the men's. Like, they're performing at a higher level than the men's. I know who Roxanne Perez is. I'm familiar with her.
Good.
I know Carmelo Hayes. I know Matt Shitty Kid, the orphan. What's his name? Wesley.
There you go.
Wesley is.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know some NXT things. I've got one thing on my NXT list to spit or swallow.
All right. Well, what do you got? Spit or swallow?
I'm going to swallow the modern day Maharaja.
Okay.
I think it's kind of cool that he's back in NXT with Veer and those guys. Plus, I know the person who makes their gear, so it's kind of cool that my boy's gear is going to be in 2K23. So, like, that's all kind of cool. So I get behind it, like the Indian Mafia or whatever it is. Like, I'm here for that. That was my swallow from NXT. I think he's being able to do when he goes back to NXT, Jinder's having the same effect that Finn Balor did. It's not like he's going back because he wasn't performing on the main roster. He really wasn't, but he can go back to NXT. And the way Finn described it is NXT is like Broadway. It's not as big. It's not as theatrical. It's not as like, you know, Michael Bay is Raw or SmackDown. It's very much a little bit more primitive. And, you know, that's what Finn said he liked about NXT while he was there the second run. So I think that Jinder Mahal will fit in well there with this kind of group that he's in now. So I'm going to swallow Jinder Mahal.
I just had that as like a gargle, like that whole match, just because I don't know. Braun didn't necessarily need to be in the match, but it did lead to something later in the night between him and Carmelo Hayes. So like I'm okay with that. But I wasn't really feeling the match. I love everyone involved because everyone involved kills it, especially the Creeds. Back when Matt used to hate them and call them the Croods. Remember that?
I do.
And look where we are now.
The Creeds.
The Creeds.
Can you take me higher? That's Creed, right?
That is Creed. I prefer What If from Scream 3. But
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go see that this weekend. Well, not together. Separately.
Imagine I fly to Chicago.
Yeah.
Just for the movie. Everybody's real confused.
I would. I 100% would.
Katie, spit or swallow.
All right. Stay with me. I'm gonna swallow the Waller effect. I cannot stand Grayson Waller within an inch of my life because he's an annoying little Aussie prick. However, having HBK out there and being like, no, see, like we put the ball in your court and you just didn't fucking deliver. You wanted the rematch because the ropes fucked up. We gave you the rematch. You missed your shot. And Grayson Waller goes off, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, he really wants to fight Shawn Michaels. And Shawn's like, listen, you're not the first person who's tried to get me out of retirement again. Take it fucking easy. But here's somebody who will gladly beat your ass at Stand and Deliver. Cue the Rebel Heart, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. It makes sense. Full circle moment, baby. Waller took his ass out before he became a free agent and went to go be a dad. It makes the most sense. And people were mad about it. What else is fucking new?
Well, because everyone thought that Bruce Lee was coming back from the dead. The challenge, right? The Last Dragon, Bruce Lee was in the crowd or some shit, or
that's right. I heard about that.
Dragon Lee.
Yeah,
Dragon
that's
Lee.
what I said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they all thought it was going to be him, and then they were sad that it was Gargano.
Yeah, everyone thought it was going to be Dragon Lee, but like realistically, if you think about it, Grayson Waller was shitting on NXT, who was at one point known as the heart and soul of NXT. Johnny Gargano.
We've been through this. So Dragon Lee is the brother of somebody.
Oh, this is fucking ridiculous.
Who's not Sin Cara.
Okay.
Yes.
I trained for this moment.
Go for it.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. So in AAA, all right, the lineage of Lucha Libre is that your name isn't necessarily attached to one person, right? So Sin Cara.
Oh yeah, Drillmatic.
Yeah.
And Roosh.
Dralistico and Roosh. Yeah, okay. So
Rush.
Roosh and Dralistico and Dragon Lee are all brothers. Dralistico used to be a guy whose name was Místico. Okay.
Yeah.
Místico became Dralistico. Then a new guy became Místico. Místico then became Sin Cara. Okay.
Yes.
Then it all got shifted around. Then Dralistico became Místico again. Then became the new Sin Cara. Then he moved to AEW, and now Dralistico's in AEW. Dragon Lee's other little brother, Roosh, left and went to AEW. Dragon Lee became the new Dragon Lee because of his other brother who went to become a wrestler somewhere else. So now Dragon Lee is in AEW too. So there's 5 guys with 7 different names from one country and 2 families.
But Dragon Lee's in NXT, not AEW.
Oh yeah, he was in NXT. Yeah. I'm sorry, not AEW. Rouge and Dralistico are in AEW.
Yeah,
that was
Russian
the last
Dramatic.
Yeah. So there was like a lineage. One brother would leave, then the little brother behind him would take the name, and then the one would leave, and then he would move up, and like so it was like a list of names that the brothers kept adapting from one another.
Is the Last Dragon Bruce Lee the one with the uncomfortably small trunks, or is that Dramatic?
That was Dramatic. Everything Dralistico has ever done is look like he was like 15. And this is going to sound terrible, but I can say this because I'm a little thick boy. It looked like everything he wore was made for somebody like 15 pounds lighter than what he needed to be in. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like everything was like a size too small. Yeah, that's kind of how Dralistico looked.
Okay. Katie, I am with you though. Also, we never got really a finish to the Johnny Gargano, Grayson Waller thing, so this makes perfect sense, especially for WrestleMania weekend. We still have a few weeks to build it, get some promos and everything in. So I'm all in on this.
Gargano and Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
On the grandest stage of them all's younger brother.
It should be a really good wrestling match. The wrestling should be really, really good.
Yeah, but the problem is the other, 50% of that story is Johnny Sameface and Australian Johnny Sameface. So their match will be fire in ring. It'll be a great 5-star match. It would probably get like 3.75 from Uncle Dave, but I think it would be a 5-star
ratings
match.
Don't matter.
But just as long as they don't have to talk to each other, I'm fine with it. They're the most monotoned, no facial features having motherfuckers I've ever seen in WWE.
I don't understand where all the hatred from Johnny Gargano comes from.
He's like the Nick Cage of WWE. Nick Cage is a man with issues. Johnny Gargano is a wrestler with issues. Like at one point, his issues were his family. At one point, his issue was losing the title. At one point, his issue was being a whistleblower. Now his issue is Grayson Waller. He's a wrestler with issues.
Even Nick Cage has some bangers. Like, for example, in the chat, Justin asked what our favorite Michael Bay movie was, and mine's The Rock.
I love The Rock. That was a great movie.
Also love me some motherfucking Con Air, even though that was not Michael Bay, but another Nicolas Cage movie that is a banger. Are we pretending like Grayson isn't one of the best talkers in wrestling today? I don't think we're pretending. I think we're just saying that.
I have never heard a promo from me. I can't look at you right now, Pretty Kyle, as much as I appreciate your opinions, and go, you remember this one Grayson Waller banger of a promo? No. I can't.
I'm going to swallow the continued decline of the women's tag team titles through the drama of Fallon and Kiana that I know Katie hates because they're not doing anything with the tag team titles. But Briggs goes to talk to Kiana, smooths things over, gets Brooks a phone call to straighten things out. And during that conversation, it is mentioned that there were flowers that apparently they thought came from Brooks, but Brooks had no idea about these flowers. And our girl Fallon puts 2 and 2 together and says, I fucking knew that bitch was on some shit. I'm telling you. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll just fucking go along. Sure, she's on some shit. And now Fallon's got a plan to get her tag team partner in trouble and ruin her relationship with her best friend / crush.
Because Kiana James is on some sneaky shit. Briggs looked at the card and he was like, oh, because he saw the flowers on her desk. And he was like, oh, well, Brooks is a nice guy. I got you flowers and stuff. And he goes to pick up the card to read what he wrote. That bitch snatched it so fast. Like it was the last Twinkie in the box. Just snatched that shit and hid it in her planner. You're not slick, bitch. You're hiding something.
I wish I had Twinkies in my planner.
Okay. Why do I say things?
Yes. Team Firecrotch may be going for, Bakley sisters may be going for the tag titles.
Which girl? Bakley, put some damn respect on Isla Dawn's
On your
name.
sister.
On your sister. Isla Dawn was the one that I confused Alba Fire and Isla Dawn the other night on Vince's show.
You did.
That's okay. You did your best.
I tried real hard.
Will, spit or swallow?
I'm going to swallow the international title. Changing the All Atlantic around and renaming it. You and I were talking about it in the chat. I don't necessarily agree 100% with how it's being booked because I think they already have a TV title. That's what the TNT title is for. So I don't necessarily agree with them making Orange Cassidy compete with it because I'm sure you'll follow with that. I'll set you up with that one, but I don't think this title, the way it was originally presented, was supposed to be a weekly television defense. And now that's what he's doing week over week, is coming out, pulling it out of the backpack, giving us a 10-minute okay wrestling match, and then he leaves and does a skit comedy stuff. I like the idea of being an international title because the All Atlantic title made no sense with the fucking Japanese flag on the front of it.
Yeah. By Savannah, JJ, they do have their own tag team titles. No, I agree with you. So when the All Atlantic title was presented to me, I thought this was going to be their Intercontinental title, and then I was informed that the purpose of the title was supposed to be essentially a workhorse title where the person would take it and they would travel to other promotions and defend it, allowing Pac, who was the initial holder, to go compete and spread the good word of AEW like the Jehovah's Witness that he is, across the land and give all these indie promotions shots at this AEW belt and include them in it, which at that point I was fine with. I was hoping that we were going to get an Intercontinental title because I viewed the TNT and TBS titles, as you said, as TV titles. And I've always said the TNT title should only be defended on TNT and the TBS title should only be defended on TBS, which means Jade competes on Dynamite. And at this point, Powerhouse Hobbs, which we'll talk about, competes on Rampage, and more than likely should probably be the main event of Rampage every week. With them redubbing it the international title, I'm hoping against all hope that maybe this becomes their top tier mid-card title, because I wanted to see guys like we saw in the initial match, your Samoa Joes. Well, I don't think Samoa Joe was in it. Was he? No, it was going to be Japanese Samoa Joe. What the fuck's his name?
But then he Japanese Samoa Joe?
Yes.
Wait.
He looks like Samoa Joe, but he's bald. Same body build.
Oh. Fuck. Who is it?
Well, anyway, Malachi Black was in that match.
Miro
Pac
was in that
match. Miro was in that match. That guy was supposed to be in it. So like, yeah, Itchy, yes,
Itchy, yes,
yeah. The Itchy and Scratchy Show.
There it is.
So that is what I was hoping to see for what I thought was going to be their Intercontinental title, was that those guys that aren't quite at the main event level of AEW but are on the cusp. Mm-hmm. That's not what it was. So maybe now that we're doing this, we can go back to that or get there from this. So I'm not a fan of the fact that Jeff Jarrett's getting the shot, though, because I do not need more Jeff Jarrett on my TV. I know he's a hometown boy for you, but he just...
I don't think Jeff Jarrett... I said it the other day, too. He's a shell of himself. He's not the Jeff Jarrett that founded, TNA with his dad, Jerry Jarrett. He's not the Jeff Jarrett that came through the 90s and, NWA North American champion debuting in the 98 Royal Rumble, like opening the forbidden door. None of these people are represented by the Jeff Jarrett in 2023. No wrestling needs Jeff Jarrett in 2023, except as a backstage producer and a hand.
I agree. Katie, spit or swallow?
Isn't it yours?
No, he went. So it was Will, then you, then
yeah,
me.
It was I just swallowed the international title.
I got this.
I'm doing my best. I'm still gonna stay on NXT. I'm gonna swallow Gigi versus JC. Gigi got the win. Gigi got the dub. But then JC, being a little bitter bitch, didn't accept that win. Attacked her again. Tried to break Gigi Dolan's neck with a chair. The audacity.
Did you hack my phone and read my notes?
Yes.
Because that's pretty much word for word what I had put down.
It's because we have the shared love of Gigi Dolan. Because that has. Not the only reason, but that's a very large reason.
A very large reason.
Very large reason. And that means we're probably going to get another match at Stand and Deliver, where it should have just happened in the first place because Roadblock sucks.
No, I agree with everything. Like I said, you read my notes word for word. So yes, swallow.
So proud of
I got
myself.
nothing. I'm gonna swallow the fact that we're finally gonna get Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker. This is a match that has been long in the making, and finally, after the Jinder Mahal stuff, Braun comes out and he's like, "I'm sick of dicking around. I'm sick of saying, come on out here." And then someone, I thought it was gonna be you. Come on out. And like, surprisingly, they have a very civil, just kind of like mutual respect. We came up together. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna tear it down. Both guys are pretty sure they're going to win kind of moment that you don't really see often in NXT. There wasn't any bullshit. Trick didn't come out. Nothing. It was very much on mutual standing. We're just going to go out there and we're going to, tear the shit down. And Carmelo better fucking win. That's where we're at with that. But yeah, no, swallowing all that.
Yeah, and the fact that I also like that they didn't just like make up some beef between the two of them because like they don't really have beef with each other. They were on the same team for the War Games when it was Black and Gold versus 2.0. They talked about it in the promo how Hunter and Sean were like, you two are the future of this brand. We're putting our stock into you. And they both know that, and they both know that they're the shit. And I swear to God, Carmelo Hayes better walk out with that title, or HBK is going to catch some hands.
I agree. Carmelo's way overdue for that title. He should have had the title, I don't want to say months ago, but he should have been primed to go into Stand and Deliver as the champion. He should be ending his first feud at Stand and Deliver, not possibly winning the championship.
I agree. I mean, it is their WrestleMania, so I guess it'll be a nice moment for him to win at the biggest show NXT has to offer.
Yes.
Hayes is much better than Braun. I completely agree there, Dan.
I have no idea when Dana Brooke's ever going to wrestle again, to be honest with you.
There's no 24/7 division now.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. Will, spit or swallow?
I'm going to spit. And this is wrestling related, but not directly in ring related. I'm going to spit the fact that right now in the states where they've legalized sports gambling, they're discussing on legalized gambling on professional wrestling. And I think all this is going to do is
why?
Why am I worried about it?
No, why are you spitting a place that has legalized sports betting to legalize betting on professional wrestling?
Because it's a predetermined finish.
Which makes it
entertainment.
And not a...
No, it's sports entertainment.
But it's not a...
No, it's sports entertainment. It's not the same thing as a sport. It's apples and oranges.
That's all you had to say was it's not a sport. That's all I wanted. It's not.
No, it's a different entity completely together than sports.
Correct.
It's sports entertainment. Is the entertainment based around a sport that is wrestling?
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree. So yeah, no. Again, not a sport because it has a predetermined outcome, and you shouldn't be betting on things with a predetermined outcome.
Correct. Thank you.
I agree. Any thoughts on that, Katie?
Always bet on black.
You're swallow, Katie.
You're welcome. I'm gonna swallow Roxanne versus Meiko Satomura.
Hell fucking yes.
At Roadblock. Fucking stupid. I love the fact that Roxanne got the absolute shit kicked out of her. Roxanne got rocked multiple times. Mako is so fun to watch in the ring, and the moves she does is incredible. And Roxanne's such a good seller because literally she faints at the end after winning the match, collapses to the ground, and the hush over the audience was. It's like I felt something in my stomach. I was like, I don't like that. I don't care if it's a work or not. It's too fucking good, and I don't like how I felt about it because it either we are all being worked and she's just taking a play out of HBK's book and fainting because that's what people fucking put on Twitter, or she legit did just get her shit rocked too many times. So
they did not throw up the X, and because they did not throw up the X, and the ref was like, "Get medical out here! What are you doing out here? You're not medical. Where's medical? Why are you here? Where are the EMTs?" Like at that point, I was waiting for him to throw up the X, and he did not, which is why I'm 90% sure it's a work.
Exactly, but like I don't like the way I felt inside because it seemed too real.
Oh, yeah, she did a great job. And Booker T getting up from commentary and coming in the ring to check on her because she came from his school and all that. Yeah, like all very nice touches. I know people have an issue with them throwing up the X for storyline purposes, but we're at the point now where we, as like wrestling fans, like actual diehard wrestling fans, not casuals, we know what the X means. So to convince us that this might be something real, you have to go that far. You have to do that if you want to fool your mainstream hardcore audience. You know,
they did it with Seth.
Yeah,
they absolutely did it with Seth.
And people cried, they shouldn't be doing that.
I legit thought Seth was her. I was like, God damn it, y'all can't do that. And then because then he came out with like a fucking crotch, and I was like, oh, I know this motherfucker's lying now.
Yeah.
And just the refs also have earpieces that have open mics running to the back, so they could throw the X up and at the exact same time, you know, because if they throw a worked X, then they'll tell over the mic, you know, this is the fake one, you know, this is the fake one, this is the fake one, you know, like they'll do that so they know, because they do have to throw that up in the event of a real major injury. So you can't have a boy who cries wolf situation. But you're absolutely right. They will have to write them in to convince us, because the internet is full of a bunch of smarks, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't convince them that it's real, they will think everything is fake.
I 100% agree. And like Bakley was pointing out in the chat, she was honoring HBK, or it was a little nod to HBK passing out after his match with Owen from an episode of Raw. He is, you know, the guy running shit. So it makes sense that, you know,
they did the barbershop thing 3 weeks ago.
Roughly,
History repeats itself, man. He was there for so many big moments in the wrestling history, and the fans today aren't old enough to remember most of them. So he's going to start recreating shit we saw in the 80s. Just wait till Tony Khan books a scaffold match in the next 3 to 5 years.
Don't put that in the universe.
I wouldn't even say it'd be 3 to 5 years. I'd say within a year.
It's gonna happen next week, guys. Come on.
Yeah, it'll be booked. I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised that they didn't make the Reach for the Sky match a scaffold match for the titles.
I'm not sure how AWA got away with it when they called it the Skywalker match.
I don't know what an AWA is, but I agree.
Which movie came out in 86? Didn't Jedi come out in 86?
Maybe. Kay's going to look it up.
One of the original Star Wars came out in 86, I believe. It was that's why I want to say Jedi. But anyways, yeah, AWA called it the Skywalker match, and it was a scaffold match between Midnight Express and Legion of Doom. Jim Cornette took a shoot fall and broke his ankle.
83 was Return of the Jedi, and then the next one was 99.
Okay, so it was between the two. Never mind. I knew it was in the 80s. I couldn't remember when. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what Google's doing. You don't make that face.
Well, yeah, because Star Wars is a big thing in that 70s show, so the last one coming out in 83 makes sense. I'm going to swallow Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow and the new TNT champion. I saw a picture of Hobbs with the TNT title. So at this point, I don't know if Wardlow actually had his car broken into and his shit stolen, or if this was all them doing this to make the street fight at this point.
See, that's the thing. I don't know, because I was talking to my friend who works for WWE, because we're both going to AEW next month, and we were talking about it, and he was like, yeah, like, did you see, like, they had the TNT belt, like, on the announce desk whenever Hobbs and QT put Wardlow through the thing, and I was like, oh, fuck, you're right, and then I really started thinking, I was like, I would feel bad for Wardlow regardless, because, like, that's just terrible, but, like, no, there's no way.
There's a
like
way.
they have to have like just multiple titles, because after Jericho's got stolen, like whenever he was first champion at like a fucking steakhouse or whatever the hell.
Well, I was gonna say they do have a shit ton of versions of the TNT title because everyone had their own color for a little while. Like, but this was honestly,
I don't know.
I would be more inclined to believe that they did this for a story going into it to set up the street fight so that QT could come out and cost Wardlow. Like, it all fell into place too well for Wardlow to actually have his car broken into. And AEW can afford to smash the window of a rental car or just have a car. Like, WWE has poured concrete into fucking cars and destroy cars. Like, it's not beyond the scope of possibility that they broke a window and played all this up to set up the street fight, set up the QT, to set up Hobbs as your new champion. And I think it has been well past due for Powerhouse Hobbs to hold an actual belt that means something. So
I agree.
1000% agree.
I said it last night. I have no issue with Powerhouse Hobbs being the champion. I love Powerhouse Hobbs. We love Powerhouse Hobbs. And it was Big Meat, Men's Life, and Meat in Street Clothes.
Wrestler. He's a good wrestler.
Powerhouse Hobbs is a nice guy. But why the fuck did QT Marshall, of all people, from a stupid, shitty storyline from a year ago, no. I don't know. No. QT hasn't been seen or heard from in months. That's what pisses me off most about this. And I'm allowed to be pissed off. Because talk, please.
I wrote down the notes that I quickly jotted down while we were getting. I wrote down spit the hot potato title. I love the idea of Powerhouse Hobbs and Wardlow having a good feud. I love the idea of getting a belt on Hobbs. I don't like the fact that, and I've used the old homage about, the Mid-Atlantic title and Flair and Wahoo trading them back and forth like 7 times. I've talked about it because at the end we knew it was worth it. I don't know how they're going to tie this in to 4 different people holding this belt in 6 weeks now, or whatever the ridiculous number is, because this belt has changed so much. It's going to be hard pressed for me to be convinced that all of these title changes made sense at the end now.
I said that at this point you should have just never took the title off of Wardlow. You could have kept him hot. Samoa Joe still had the Ring of Honor TV, whatever title he has in Ring of Honor. Yeah, television. TV, because he's King of Television. Yeah. You still could have had him doing that, because then we didn't need to have him versus Darby for the title and have Darby win it, and then have Samoa Joe win it back. And that, we didn't need all of that. Because then we could have had Wardlow have a nice run with the title, and then we could have had Hobbs win it at Revolution or Wednesday.
I will say this is they broke the factory up and he didn't talk. So this is probably the best way they could have used QT Marshall. I didn't have to hear him speak, and the factory isn't a thing anymore. So points in that direction. Also, Bakley's saying the match at All Out was a triple threat for the title. So this kind of puts an end and closes out that story by Hobbs winning that. So
I said you could have just had Hobbs cash in the golden butthole at Revolution, and we could have got the triple threat again and have Hobbs win it there.
Could have done that as well.
But
That's why I like Danny. Kind of tied it all into there for me because I forgot that it was a triple threat match at the start of this. So all three of them holding the belt. But I still don't like the idea of it changing every couple weeks, though. It's not. It devalues the
changed
title.
hands every single month this year, and we are 11 days into the third month.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Will, spit or swallow?
I am swallowing QT Marshall versus the entire wrestling journalism world. I loved it. This man has went the fuck off on pretty much everybody who called themselves a wrestling journalist at one point or another in the last 12 hours. I even retweeted something trying to bait his ass just to see if I could get him to, because he called out JD from New York. He called out Sean Ross Sapp. He called out Raj Giri. Like, this dude was calling out everybody tonight with zero fucks to give. And he had a pre-recorded segment on Rampage. So it all started back over again, like that 10 o'clock range around the time Rampage started. It was just all reset. So I'm here for QT Marshall versus all the wrestling journalists. It's going to be like Wardlow versus all the security guards, except it's going to have way more acne and mommy issues.
Jeez.
I'm never for anything QT Marshall, so I'm on the side of all the wrestling journalists in this one.
I hate QT Marshall.
Nothing, Katie. No thoughts.
Did I take that off your list? Because when I said it, it looked like I may have taken one off your list.
Who, me or Matt?
You, Katie.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I was just like, oh, more QT Marshall.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, you guys didn't bring it up, so I was going to use that because that was the next one on my list. But yeah, QT Marshall versus everybody. I'm here for it.
All right, Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow Destination Unknown, Ruby Soho. Her promo in the match with Sky Blue. I like the fact that Ruby said, no, see, I came in here, y'all were so excited, and then decided to just shit on me because I beat Chris Statlander, one of your faves. I like the badass, angry, pissed off Ruby, because like it helps explain why she did choose the side of the outsiders, the outcasts.
The outsiders.
I also really enjoyed the fact that she called the fans fat, neck-bearded, mouth-breathing trolls.
Yes.
And pointed out how the company didn't even respect Toni Storm enough to give her the title and left it as interim.
Yeah, they didn't
the most part.
until
a little liberty with the history there, but she was interim champion far longer than she was champion.
That is very true. That is 100% true.
She also defeated Sky Blue, and I love me some Sky Blue. Willow makes the save for Sky Blue before they're turned into She-Hulks. Yeah, no, I enjoyed the whole thing, and I agree with you. And I also said, I think we were talking in the chat because I don't know why everyone thinks like this has to be a 4-on-4 or a 5-on-5, but everyone's like, oh, who's gonna I suppose Athena from Ring of Honor could join because she is a WWE outsider. She is a heel right now. She, adds a championship to the group and everything as Ring of Honor Women's champion. And then they're like, who's gonna be the fifth member? And again, I don't know why it has to be like 5 specifically. We've done War Games matches with fucking tag teams, like 3 groups of 3 and shit like that. But somebody brought up Thunder Rosa, and Thunder Rosa is another one who made a name for herself outside of the company. In fact, in a company that was at once kind of thriving, like the NWA, before they put the belt on guys like Tyrus.
What do they call their world title, Matt? Do you remember?
The Burke.
That's right. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because of Mildred Burke.
Yep.
Good job,
some
buddy.
really old lady who used to wrestle back in the 1900s.
Don't say it like that. That makes me feel so old.
Was it not in the 1900s?
Yes, Matt, it was in the 1900s.
I know. So yeah, no, it's all cool. Yes, JJ Ruby is heel now. She definitely said that she joined up with Saraya and Tony at Revolution. Thunder Rosa can say all the same shit. Like, everyone turned on her. They made fun of the whole sandbagging thing. You know, it's always supported Britt. She never got a fair run with her championship. She was treated like shit. They stripped her of the title. So it would all make sense. You know, she is technically also an outsider, even though she's not from the company. She's not an AEW homegrown talent. She had a name before coming in from somewhere else. So did Serena Deeb. So
that's true. And
Correct.
Also, I don't know when it happened in the match. I looked down and looked back up. Ruby got her gauge ripped out. Because it was just like black heart earring gauge on one side and bloody mess on the other. But like, badass to keep wrestling when you get a gauge that is, you know, embedded in your skin, ripped out of your head. Fucking gross. But like, kudos there.
Is Claudio still Ring of Honor champion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Correct.
Yeah, wow. They're doing a great job of promoting that and talking about that on TV.
Yeah, I know.
You know, with all those tag matches he's working with Wheeler Yuta, and definitely showcasing their champion. So I saw Cage Bakley say Claudio refusing to accept Eddie's challenge, saying a man with no honor will not be champion. I'm like, is Claudio still champion?
He is. Indeed.
I feel like they haven't talked about that.
But you knew Tyrus was the champion of the NWA. See?
That's-
See? Billy's doing something, Matt.
No, it's
Yeah,
we just
something
keep talking
terrible.
about it 'cause we make fun of him.
Yeah.
We keep bringing it up to make fun of it.
I'm single-handedly getting NWA views by bringing it up on this show week after week.
This is the moment where I talk to Mr. Warren Hayes if he's listening. Warren did not seem to be a fan of the fact that we got out of a Jericho feud with Starks and then we went into Juice Robinson, Rock Hard Juice Robinson, by the way. And I'm a fan of anyone who has both the terms Rock Hard and Juice in their name. But I actually, Jericho, the whole Starks Jericho JS thing was terrible in my opinion. It was garbage. It sucked. If anything, we need to build Ricky Starks back up from that. I don't feel like beating Chris Jericho at this point in everything they have going on really means anything anymore for anyone. I don't think it boosted Ricky Starks. I don't think he benefited from it. However, I was saying that instead of Jericho, we should be doing something like this. Someone who's kind of on the same level wrestling-wise at the same platform as this. And my understanding is Juice Robinson was part of, he did things in fan fiction. He was part of the club that makes bullets and shit. They were doing stuff over there. So, like, I feel like this could be something to build both these guys towards something. If they're investing any time in Juice Robinson, we can build Juice Robinson up, and this could be that mid-card feud that maybe helps get Ricky to where he needs to go, because we had the feud with Hobbs, but Hobbs wasn't quite there yet. Now he is, but we already ran through that. Jericho didn't do shit for him. If they had done Starks and Garcia, maybe would have been better. Starks and Jericho, I really think it hurt Ricky more than anything else.
Ricky. Yeah, because Jericho's a bitch. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was hoping that maybe at some point we would get, Juice and Anime DX and Kenny Omega all together.
Why? Because
they were all in the Bullet Club. Bullet Club.
Yeah,
and it could be storytelling from overseas.
I have no issue with that. I mean, I also kind of want to see the tag match set up with the House of Black, the JAS, and the Elite to be a loser leaves town match, and then have the House of Black retain and the Jazzles and the Elite just leave and go back to New Japan. That'd be fantastic. Which was in my notes, but I said it, so there's that.
Says it.
Yeah. The only cool part of that was House of Black teleporting from the Titantron to the rampway to finish their promo.
I still think the funniest thing is them, in my mind, just having to haul ass as soon as the lights turn out. Somebody tweeted, I don't know who it was, but like, as soon as the lights go out, Brody King just scoops up Julia Hart and throws her over his shoulder, and they just haul ass with night vision goggles to the back. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen, because that's all I'm going to picture now.
That is a great reason to book a trios match, a triple threat trios match, is because you have two guys on your roster who are both from someplace in Canada.
Winnipeg.
Guinea pig.
Guinea pig,
Yeah,
Canada.
Guinea pig. Yep.
Guinea
that was
pig,
me. So,
Manawana.
Will, spit or swallow?
Kind of fun by the seat of my pants now. My checklist has been marked off. I'm going to swallow Charlotte Flair carrying Shotzi Blackheart through that match and putting on a good quality match.
I'm sorry, what?
Throw something at the TV.
I'm
That was
swallowing
rude.
Charlotte Flair carrying Shotzi Blackheart through that match, kicking and screaming, tank and all.
Never seen the Tank entrance live. That was cool.
You know, well, I'm willing to take a lot of shit. That's what I'm not willing to take. We can't be friends anymore. I'm changing sides. I'm gonna go over, with the people that have been running their mouth about you, hang out with them, start listening to bad white rappers and all that stuff. I'm doing the whole thing. So I'm gonna buy myself a pair of yellow shoes first thing tomorrow. How dare you? No, Shotzi accepting Charlotte's open challenge was a swallow because it got Shotzi on my TV. I'm spitting the fact that she lost, even though I knew she was going to lose, because there's no point in having your chance. There was a little hope that Rhea would come out and Shotzi would get a quick win, and that would kind of be part of the build of their matches. Now Shotzi is beating Charlotte because Rhea came out, but we had the post-match promo where Rhea's like, I'm going to win, and Charlotte's like, I can outwork any man or any woman in the company, period. I'm like, oh, Will wrote this fucking promo for her. Look at that.
It's the truth, though. She can outwork any woman and most of the men. At least things.
True.
Yeah.
At least Ronda wasn't there to botch things and hurt Shotzi. And they definitely did show the tank. She came out in the tank. It was part of her whole entrance. It was there.
I could see part of the tank from like the entrance thing. So that's how I knew that's who Charlotte was facing. Because like Charlotte came out and then like they went to a commercial or whatever, and I could see part of the tank hiding in the back. I was like, "Oh, cool, Shotzi's here."
Katie, now that I'm fucking offended, spit or swallow?
I'm so sorry. I'm going to swallow the Fatal 5-Way. 1, Xavier Woods deserves everything and anything. I want nothing but good things for Austin Creed Xavier Woods. That's point 1. Point 2, the amount of chops taken to LA Knight was absurd. That man's chest was like as red as my hair. That was crazy, and they were very loud. Point 3, this should have just been a fucking triple threat after both Sheamus and Drew McIntyre pinned people. But no. And Pierce is like, oh, okay, we'll have another match. We know it's going to be a triple threat. You're just prolonging the inevitable. Just give me the triple threat.
WrestleMania is still weeks away.
Mm-hmm.
Just give it me now. Stupid. But I love the match. And Scarlett was there.
Down, Batista.
Give me what I want. No. But like Scarlett was there. That entrance, that's a cool entrance to see live. I will say.
That is all Karrion Kross has to offer is a fucking entrance in Scarlet. That is all that man is. That is all he has to offer. I know
Agreed.
TC loves him because he's from Vegas. We had Isaac in the chat. I wanted like Karrion Kross as a concept is right up my alley, and he does not deliver in any way, shape, or form on anything outside of having a hot wife that they're underutilizing. And a really cool entrance. That's all he is.
She's a fantastic worker. They need to cut her loose and let her wrestle in ring because she can wrestle. He was great as the White Rabbit and like Lucha Underground and stuff. This is the identity crisis I mentioned before. Like WWE doesn't know how to handle some of these guys that were already established before because we're expecting the same Karrion Kross we got as Killer Kross and all the other versions of him, but WWE won't let him be that person.
TikTok.
Yeah, I'm not into Karrion. And I also am not a fan of the fact that there was a second ref for no reason.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was watching the match. Peepers were there. I looked down because my phone was blowing up. I looked up, and the second ref appeared out of fucking thin air. I had no idea when the second ref even came out. I was so confused, and I was there. So, I mean, but it makes sense for after the fact, I guess.
There's no way that would have been a legal ending to a match. The rules are there for a reason. And this is one of my biggest critiques with AEW is that they make up the rules on the fly. Matt, you and I have had this conversation many times, is that they pick and choose which rules to follow. The fact that 2 refs counted a 3 count when there was only 1 legal ref in that match means that second ref's count shouldn't have counted. It shouldn't have mattered that 2
tried to count earlier in the match too, now that I think about it. Because like Jessica Carr was like getting ready to count, but he like the other ref slid in the ring and started counting, and then he slid back out. And that's when I noticed there was a second ref, because I was like, where the fuck did this guy come from?
That makes absolutely no sense why there would be 2 refs.
I was just there. I don't know.
I'm surprised Will didn't swallow this. The greatest tag team in the world, FTR, returned, cut a fantastic promo on Dynamite about how they can't sit home while the Ass Boys call themselves the best in the world. Talk about how the Guns stole their last moment with their best friend from them. So they're going to take the only thing that the Guns have left, which is their titles from the their last one being with the Briscoes and everything like that. So I enjoyed that whole thing from FTR, and I'm glad to have them back on AEW.
Love FTR.
What'd you say?
I said more daddy issues.
Yeah. No shit.
Big time.
Same.
Will, spit or swallow?
This is kind of a play off of Revolution and a play off of what you just swallowed with FTR coming back, and it has to do with the Gun Club. I'm swallowing them as champions, and here's why. I think this is the perfect transitional story to get us to FTR being the champions in AEW. The Guns are the perfect way to get us there. You can't expect 2 babyface teams to have a big feud. FTR and the Acclaimed weren't going to happen. They're both 2 over. So having the Acclaimed drop it to the Guns, and then the Guns retain in that heads up competition against, there was only 2 teams in the match. It was the Guns, and it wasn't Best Friends or Double J. Who was the other team?
Danhausen and OC.
Yeah, well, the Best Friends, and then it was Jeff Jarrett and
Orangehausen.
Yeah.
It was Triple J.
Yeah, who was the other tag team though? That's the one I'm missing in my brain. I'm brain farting on the fly.
Guns, Acclaimed, Orangehausen, Triple J.
Okay, yeah. So it was just between the Guns and the Acclaimed were the 2 teams there. So I like the fact they retained. I like the fact that FTR came out. Everything that's happening right now with that story is just a transitional to getting back to FTR as champions. So I'm swallowing the Guns, as weird as that is, because they're telling a good story right now with the tag titles, getting us back to FTR.
All right.
He's swallowing the Ass Boys.
Yeah.
Katie, what are you spitting or swallowing?
Did you want me to talk about Legado, or did you want to talk about Legado?
I was literally just thinking she hasn't said shit about it, and it wasn't on my notes, and it just popped in my head. So go ahead, talk about it.
Well, this is the only thing I have left written down because I was there, so I didn't have anything with my runner. I'm gonna gargle the whole situation with Legado, Judgment Day, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio being the first in. Okay. Side swallow the fact that we finally got a Hall of Fame induction nominee, because I've been fucking waiting.
I've always liked a good side swallow.
Good side swallow.
I love a good side swallow. But back to the main thing. Ray comes out after the video package thing. He doesn't get to say a word before his shitty son comes out with the entirety of Judgment Day. Dom's just running his mouth, whatever. Legado comes out because Santos actually respects Ray, and then that leads to the 6-man tag, which it should have just been the entirety of each team. So we could have got a little bit of intergender up in there, Rhea and Zelina. But no, I don't get nice things. It's fine. I don't get what I want. And then after Judgment Day wins, Dom's like, no, listen, guys, everyone leave the ring. I just want to talk to my dad real quick. And then he pulls the, I should have been Eddie's son. Da-da-da-da-da. The entire crowd was just waiting for Rey Mysterio to beat his son's ass at this point. And he didn't, but he did step out of the way of Dom trying to attack him from behind again. Progress. At this point, I don't know. If Rey would have just beat Dom's ass from the beginning, this would have been way more entertaining.
If what I said needs to happen happens, then this whole thing is a big swallow, because somebody is going to have to induct Rey Mysterio, and I need Dominic Mysterio to come out and ruin the induction and beat the shit out of his dad to finally be the tipping point, catalyst, whatever, to make this match a thing to get us to where we need to be.
Just wrote that down. What if they don't book it for WrestleMania until the Friday of SmackDown when they do the Hall of Fame induction?
Yep.
And that's the tipping point where they finally go, yes, I'll wrestle you. I'll meet you in the fucking ring tomorrow night. Literally just wrote that down.
Well, so here's my question. Who would originally be the one to induct Rey and have Dom attack them and make it so personal that Rey finally snapped?
It's not necessarily about beating up the inductor. It's about ruining his Hall of Fame ceremony.
Hijacking the ceremony.
There's a whole slew of people that could induct Rey Mysterio throughout both his WWE career, WCW. You could have Billy Kidman. You could have Conan. You could have Hoovy or Psychosis. Anyone that he wrestled with, come in and induct him. They could have his mom induct him and have Rhea come and take her out. And then
it's fucking kidnapper.
Angie gets taken out. Rey comes out pissed off, and Dom beats him down, rips the mask, whatever needs to be done. So you have a lot of options for inductions that I don't think the inductor is the big thing here. Also, the reason this entire thing got a swallow was specifically the one line from Dominic Mysterio that said, I should have been Eddie's son.
Mm-hmm.
So
Kyle brings up a good point.
I am now
leaving AEW.
Oh yeah. All I can think about now is Angie starting to walk up to the podium and fucking Rhea just comes up behind her and just takes her away. That's all I'm thinking about now.
Yeah.
Vicky could induct Rey.
But then we have to hear Vicky.
I don't think I have anything against that. I think Vicky inducting Rey would be fine.
Dom did go on record not that long ago saying he has consulted Vicky about everything they're doing right now with the mommy stuff, bringing up Eddie, and he asked him to do. He's like, "Can I talk to her and see if she's good with this?"
Vicky also was wearing an "I'm Your Mommy" t-shirt at one point in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
She was. Vicky comes out, starts to induct Rey, and starts shitting on him. Teams with Dom and Rhea.
Edge could induct Rey. There's a lot of options.
Blue Tista.
My last one. Do you have anything else, Will?
No, I do not.
I'm going to swallow Mark Briscoe coming out on Rampage announcing the Reach for the Sky ladder match. And then the first team being his friends, the Lucha Bros, coming in. So, we'll wrap up this Hispanic heritage discussion from Legado and Rey to Lucha Bros being the first ones in the ladder match for the Ring of Honor tag team titles in honor of Jay Briscoe, the Reach for the Sky ladder match. So
that's going to be awesome.
Love it. Yeah. Can't wait.
They'll probably win too. I'm just saying.
They would be my pick, and I don't even know who else is in it right now, just because their relationship with the Briscoes, and Mark's tagged with them a few times already. I think that it's the setup for it.
And they're the first team announced.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mark Briscoe's challenging Samoa Joe for the ROH TV title.
Pop off Mark Briscoe?
Yeah. Well, Jay was the one that had the successful single runs. Jay's a 2-time Ring of Honor world champion, I believe.
That sounds right.
He was the more attractive one. It makes sense.
Before he had dreadlocks. His first title reign was before he had dreadlocks.
Katie, what was your favorite show you watched this week?
I like don't even know if I can say SmackDown because like a lot of SmackDown was ass. But I'll say it anyways because I was there and I did get to see Bloodline stuff and Rhea twice. So I'll go SmackDown.
Mr. Gray.
My favorite show of the week this week. Can I count Revolution since it was on Sunday? It's still inside of a
Sure,
week?
yeah. It was after we recorded the last episode.
Okay, I'll say Revolution then. Raw and SmackDown, and none of the other stuff has really done it for me. I watched a really great indie show called MEW Vibe. It's on the Premier Streaming Network. It was really good, but nobody really gives a shit about indie wrestling outside of me and Allison. Warren likes indie wrestling. Warren likes indie wrestling.
Yeah. Don't worry, Jesus, because my favorite show of the week, Roadblock Unit's Rise, was NXT Roadblock. It was. I enjoyed the majority of that show.
We
got Gigi and JC, we got Roxanne and Mako, we got a lot of good shit. So
I know. Good show. I just hate the fact that it was called Roadblock.
Will, can you plug what has essentially become a Creation World side project in Botch Spots and Chair Shots and all the fun things you do over there?
Botch Spots and Chair Shots is a little shindig show we've got going on Sunday nights. It's over on the Rivet City Radio Podcast Network. You can find us anywhere you do anything on the internet at Botch Spots and Chair Shots. Starting Sunday night, we will be streaming live on the Purple Site Twitch as well as YouTube simultaneously from both sites because I finally made it to the 21st century. Other than that, we've got some cool shows rolling. We've got trivia on Thursdays, the Boss Bitch Power Hours coming, and we've got nerdy news at 420 all rolling inside the next month. So it'll be fun. It's got a lot of stuff going on.
I won at trivia.
She did win at trivia. She beat me in Bakley. She did.
Matt, you'd be proud of me. I got a horror movie question right.
Nice. And Katie, you won a trivia, right? I got a trivia question for you. According to the Bible, who were the first man and woman God created?
Adam and Eve.
And not only are they in the Bible, but they are also a sex product company. And if you have a lover in your life and, you know, My Sensual Secrets just isn't doing it for you, go to Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is the nation's largest marketer of adult products with millions of satisfied customers in the United States and all over the world. Founded in 1971, Adam and Eve is also one of the oldest names in the rapid evolving adult industry. For more than 50 years, they have built up a reputation as trusted and reliable adult toy store that takes pleasure and privacy seriously. When you want to shop erotic toys, Adam and Eve has it all. Men and women, straight or gay, anywhere in between, including bisexuals like Katie. Adam and Eve has the adult toys you're looking for, including but not limited to vibrators, dildos, anal sex toys, bondage toys for, you know, the Salt and Step on Me, couples toys, lube, sexy gifts, and accessories. Unlike other adult stores, Adam and Eve stands behind all their products and offerings and offers a no questions asked return policy. So whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, or a penis ring, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com, use code erotica, EROTICA, to receive 50% off one item plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. That's adamandeve.creationworld.com. Use code erotica to receive 50% off and free shipping.
Adam and Eve, listen, I'll be honest, Adam and Eve, top tier. That's that good shit. So I'm happy about this for you guys.
We actually, of all of the things that we've done so far, I believe Adam and Eve is the first actual sale that we've made. So it's worth it. I've actually gone sale outside of me because I've already used the promo code. I've got shit for me and my wife. So you guys should take advantage of it because 50% off one item, free shipping is a great deal. Also, they throw in like free, you get to pick like a free gift and shit. So please go use that promo code adamandeve.com or adamandeve.creationworld.com, code erotica, hook yourself up.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So the returns.
Yes.
Is there a refurbished dildo section that I don't know anything about? Like slightly used?
Is that a thing? There might be. You might get a discount on, a slightly used refurbished dildo.
Faulty vibrator. Who knows?
Well, No, there's nothing that would be good broken in or used already. I was trying to think about it. I was like, would it be like, but there's nothing that you would. It's not like a pair of shoes where you get a pair of sandals that are already broken in. But never mind. I was like, I don't want to. A refurbished cock ring sounds absolutely terrible.
Speaking of cock rings, Katie, plug yourself.
What? I don't like that transition.
Okay, let me try this again. Speaking of anal beads, Katie, plug yourself.
I feel like that one's worse. Okay.
You should take the next one.
I know. I have many regrets. You can follow me on Twitter at KatieRaston13. The link tree I'm about to take all things Juliet Showcase. Twitch.tv/Juliet Showcase. Typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern-ish. It's usually 6:15. And YouTube.com/Juliet Showcase. Watch videos where I'm entertaining. There will be a SmackDown vlog put up sometime this weekend. It's more like a podcast / SmackDown vlog thing, so it was different than last time. Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you want to listen, Sheila Showcase's weekly show and brand, Inside the Mind of an Interview series. Both of these lovely gentlemen have been on the show, as well as Allison. I'm filming Savannah's. What?
I've been on the show 3 times.
Well, yeah. Well, you've been on twice. The Rack has been on once.
He lives in my head. It's me. So I've been on 3 times.
You were mentioned in the episode many a time. But we're filming Savannah's on Monday, so that'll be out in like 2 Mondays. So that we did March Madness with Vince. That's up on his channel. I did trivia with Will yesterday. Savannah and I will be on Botch Spots and Chair Chats on Sunday for their season 3 premiere. I think that's it. I feel like I do way more things, but that sounds about right now. So there we go.
All right. You guys can follow me at Matt Ritter, ZMATTRIDDER on Twitter only. Unless you want horror content, then follow at Getting Offed on Twitter as well. Creation World is the brand under which the Smackin' Raw podcast exists. You can go check them out every day, Monday through Friday, roughly around noon, with Will, me, Mara, Vince, Travis, and an ever-rotating cast, eventually possibly Katie, talking all that nerd-ish here on twitch.tv/Creation World or youtube.com/Creation World. If you are watching us live, thank you. Also, if you want to, find everything, we got Linktree/Creation World. We've got creationworld.com. We've got Twitter. It's Creation World. ITSCREATIA. Instagram. Also, it's Creation World. TikTok. Also, it's Creation World. Go there, follow, like, subscribe. If you have a Twitch account and an Amazon Prime account, you get 1 free sub a month through your Amazon Prime account. Link those bitches. Send them our way. We would appreciate it. We got a Patreon, patreon.com/Creation World. For $1, you get to hear me talk about more wrestling, WCW, with Travis, 1997. Got another episode coming out probably next weekend. We just dropped one like a week or 2 ago. Also, Multiverse of Madness with Travis and Mara, or Multiverse. I don't think it's Multiverse of Madness, but where they talk about comic books and all of those great things. And it's all just there for $1 and then so much more. If you want to spend more money, you get more things. So please go support us. We appreciate you all. Thank you all. For Chef by Trade and Mark by Choice and the Sultan of Step On Me, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the word Matt Ritter, and this has been the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Bitch!
I just wanted to do that.
That was necessary.
I'm gonna go pee, so Allison, save your story till I get back.
He said he's got to go pee, so save your story till he gets back.
Yeah, don't tell the story while I'm gone. I want to hear it.
Okay. See, we got to wait for Matt.
And now we take over.
I was completely unprepared. 100% for this. I was quite literally getting in bed. And
you didn't have to, right?
I'm never not going to.
Like, it's the same.
Yeah, you get it. Like,
I get it.
It proves right now that Matt could literally text me at 10 after 11 and go, no, he could be on air and go, Will, you want to come do Smackin' It Raw? And I'm going to be like, yeah.
I mean, that's literally what he did.
That's exactly what he did.
That's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's the drug of podcasting.
I was trying to think about it, like including my interviews, how many shows I actually ended up doing this week.
What's a vacation?
Huh?
What's a vacation?
What's a vacation? You're right.
Hey, Smacker, I went on a hiatus once, and I was here every single week.
All right, I'm back.
Hi, Matt.
Allison, come tell your story.
Do you want to come tell your story?
Oh, on camera?
Do you want to come stand close enough that they can hear you so you don't have to be on camera?
I can just talk louder.
Okay.
I can hear her just fine from where she's at.
Oh, okay. She's in my recliner on the other side of the desk.
Like... No, yeah, we can hear.
Oh, okay.
Oh, broad, so.
Well, they just heard you say that too.
Why not?
Oh, okay.
Let's put her on camera.
Matt wants you on camera.
You're just rude.
What?
I forgot to take my headset off.
Jesus Christ, Will. I want to be in a recliner right now.
Here, do you want these?
No.
What did I miss that happened that Bakley had to shower for?
Oh, about how Will was saying that you could text him at like 10 after and he would show up regardless, kind of thing.
Ah.
Hey, Allison.
Hi.
So you got a story for us about a Facebook group?
Yeah. So I joined this Facebook group. It's called Are We Dating the Same Guy? And they have them for like all these different cities. And I literally joined it for the comedy. Okay. And this one girl posted about how like she was dating this guy for like 2 weeks. And on their first date, he gave her a vibrator. And then when they broke up, he asked for it back.
That's not something you do.
So when Will brought up the refurbished dildos, it
sparked something.
Yeah.
Completely makes sense. So
dildos made you think of refurbished dildos.
Refurbished dildos, yeah.
I'm excited because I've been tracking my package from Adam and Eve, and my understanding, because like I checked, so it got dropped off at the UPS facility and like the sorting and everything today around like 10 in the morning, which means that's what I was gonna say. I had it's USPS, and then I had to check to see if like the regular mail delivers on Saturdays, and they do. So I should have it tomorrow at the latest Monday. But also I realized that I can't tell you guys what I ordered because Kate doesn't know. And if I told everyone before Kate found out, then she'd be fucking pissed. So, yeah. But my order should be here tomorrow, and I'm fucking excited.
They have good stuff. I haven't ordered from them in a minute, but they have good stuff.
They do.
No better time than the present with 50% off and free shipping.
I mean, well, I just got something not that long ago, so like I don't need anything else right now.
You could always use more.
You can never have too many things.
Now, I know that's true, but what?
Speaking of never have too many things, I might have to disagree with you. Like, have you seen these girls that fuck tentacles?
Okay, look. So somehow I've gotten on like porn star TikTok.
Fucking.
And I don't know how this is part of my algorithm now, but yeah, I'm on porn star TikTok, and this girl literally posted asking if she could have an episiotomy so that she could like use a toy for a movie.
Okay, that I did not see. However, I am also on porn star TikTok, which I don't think is a surprise just from existing.
Send in the video of the big butt plug.
I'm gonna send you the video. It's not a butt plug.
That's 100% what she was talking about.
For a very large amount of last week or earlier this week, my entire TikTok has just been OnlyFans doing like the flashing challenge where like it's that Wheeler Walker Jr. song, Drop 'em out, let me see them titties, and they're just like doing random shit. Like you see a nipple in like a mirror or in the reflection of a phone or whatever. They're just like be walking by with one titty out, or like they'll go in the fridge and they'll come back and their top's pulled up. Like that's been my shit. And then today that was all kind of gone. But what I did see was this woman talking about how the theme of her room is thrown off by the tentacles, and then she panned over to an entire shelf of tentacles the size of my forearm. An entire shelf of tentacles the size of my forearm. And I just don't understand how that fits and how that doesn't like ruin sensation for any regular human being like Will or I. You'd literally be throwing a hot dog down a hallway.
Did you send him the basketball one?
Should not be a thing that happens. Hold on, what is this? Why did you send it to me?
I sent it to both of you.
What the fuck?
It's a TikTok thing, right?
Yeah, I sent to you on. I sent it to you on Twitter, like in a private message, obviously.
Well, I was gonna say I could pull it up and we could watch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, that shouldn't be a thing.
Her name on TikTok is.
I don't think we'll get in trouble for this.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't.
It's Charlotte Gray, GREY.co.uk. That's her name.
Surgeon's advice. So if you're a surgeon, then please carry on listening. You see this giant egg, call it what you will. Basically, I am very, 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 very close to being able to conquer this egg. But that little bit of like a little skin in between the front and the back doors, you know. I've heard that during pregnancy, labor, that can be snipped, so it can obviously, yeah. Do you reckon if I pay, could you just get rid of it for me, just for literally one movie I'm trying to make? Is that a lot to ask? I have money. Please.
Get this off screen. Let's talk about this.
She also has a butt plug that has like a little basketball game on it.
I did see that one. I saw that one
today. Girl.
It's
the same girl.
We are on the same side of TikTok, Allison. We are handling this.
I am not on that side of TikTok at all.
Somehow I just got onto it today.
I've been there.
Porn at work.
Listen, when she was like, "Oh, there's just like it stretches during pregnancy." Yeah, because you're pushing a baby out of your vagine, ergo, it's gonna fucking rip. Yes, ma'am.
What if baby's coming? When you have a baby, what do you fertilize to make a baby?
I'm not. No, we're not. No, do not try and make her claim better.
I'm just saying, if you're pushing a baby out there and it happens, if you push the egg back up inside you, like
that's. You're not like women aren't chickens. We don't hatch eggs. We birth humans.
I mean, technically, doesn't the egg hatch inside you and then you just expel the product?
Expel.
I mean, it's really hatch. It like, divides and does DNA things, but
it does. But I mean, when your water breaks, is that not just kind of like the yolk coming out?
Ew!
Fair.
Fucking stop. Can we?
Raise your hand here if you have impregnated someone or given birth to a child yourself.
I mean, what would that's a complicated. We'll just say no.
Just say no. I'm also pretty sure she's the one that I originally saw that had, it may have been the same one with the tentacles. I don't remember, but
It wouldn't fucking surprise me at this point.
Like,
No.
does she feel anything during sex? Like,
that's what I
She
want to know.
can't.
Like,
She physically cannot at this point. There's no way.
the fact that she says she's almost gotten that egg in her vagina, like, what the fuck?
that egg, I am fairly certain is the size of my head, which means she could pretty much conquer my head, as she put it.
I mean, I guess it would be easy to find her G spot when you're going down on her because you can stick your whole fucking head in there.
Yeah.
Get a
Flashlight
flashlight
on the head. Hello?
There it is.
Going fucking cave diving. Like, what the fuck
I've been
is
looking
this?
for you.
I have no words.
Yeah, I don't really. My TikTok's weird.
I could have gone my whole life without seeing that egg.
Show her the. It's like the next
Don't.
video. Show her the basketball game.
Bless you.
No, it's kind of funny.
Thank you.
No,
let's see if
I'm
I-
okay.
This one's actually kind of funny, Katie.
It
I'm not
really
gonna lie to
is.
you.
Will I laugh though?
Yes.
So we go here. So that's an egg. That's an egg. That is not the next one. They're like 3 with that, but the next one I'm seeing is, hold on. All right, we're just gonna present share screen. Let's go. We're here now. We're on Porn Talk, ladies and gentlemen.
Lads, please,
No, SpongeBob, no.
send that little video. Please leave the sound on. Why are you muting it? That is the best part. It's what I want to hear. It's what we all want to hear. Stop muting the sound on your videos. Makes me moist. Lads.
No.
Yeah, there it is.
I
Like,
never
yeah.
thought that there would be a day where I shock myself, where I think you're doing a little bit too much, girl. But today is that day. Let me demonstrate it for you. So obviously, and then you get these little balls, and they're pretty.
I mean, I don't know how you would do both the things, but
yeah. So I don't know what positions I need to be in for this, but yeah, looking forward to it.
Katie, you're gonna start seeing that on your TikTok, right?
Yeah, fuck you guys. I would like to stay on my what?
Hold on, I found it. It's literally
Ugh.
right there. I should just not have stopped sharing my screen because it's right there.
Fucking scared me.
People always think that I'm such a tough person. I can handle anything because I have this 3-foot tentacle. But in actual fact, I can't even swallow tablets. So I have to still, the ripe age of 23, I still take Calpol.
There's
It's good though.
I hate it here.
People always think that.
What are you doing?
I don't want to say anymore.
Why are you still holding back? Have you forgotten what they said to us? What are you doing?
Can we? No.
There's a bigger basketball game?
No.
Did you see that tentacle though?
She's 3 feet.
I'm curious where she puts the tentacle.
I'm pretty sure it's front door. Because here's my thing: if you can fit a tentacle in your back door, then that butt plug ain't doing it. It's not staying in.
I just would like to stay on my, Sad Girl Hour TikTok for you page, and now you
Don't
guys
worry,
are gonna ruin
it'll take you like one scroll session to reset your algorithm. You'll be all right.
I like to be depressed while I scroll on TikTok.
My TikTok is like it's so fucked up because like if you share Wi-Fi with somebody, you know, those cookies are spread across the devices. Don't know if y'all know that.
I love cookies.
So like my TikTok algorithm is super weird. It's like a bunch of like it's a bunch of wrestling, thirst traps, cooking stuff, and like makeup and baby stuff. Like it's very weird. And apparently now porn stars.
That's
I like
fair.
Bluey TikTok. Bluey TikTok's wholesome.
Oh, and a lot of cats. I get a lot of cat videos.
Well, you have like 800 cats over there, so
We do have like 800 cats.
it do make sense. What are you looking at now?
My TikTok.
My TikTok.
Because I don't know if you guys saw this video or not. Hi.
No.
Where'd you go? Zoe, where'd you go? Zoe. Oh.
Oh.
What happened?
She's so precious.
No, but you told me about it.
I'm okay.
Here, I'm
He's
going
fine.
to share this with you so you can share it since we talked about it earlier. Here.
So the crunch that you heard was there was a bag that she fell on, and she also fell on the pillow, so she spooked herself more than anything. But I heard the crunch and freaked out for a second.
You thought it was a bone?
Yeah, but she was fine.
That happened to my niece one New Year's Eve. She kind of just like cartwheeled off of the couch. And it's more so one of those things where like you laugh, but you know they're okay. Also, so they don't start crying. Because they're like, and you're like, no, it's funny. Ha 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 ha, you're okay. It's like, please don't fucking start crying. But babies falling is one of my favorite things ever. It's so funny.
And Kate actually gave me permission to share that, so I was like, all right, well, if you say so.
Yeah, because you said you were gonna make it, but
Oh! You're welcome. I clipped together all the moments where he's like eating the pickle from the thing.
Everybody's just eating the pickles. Who is that guy?
Some interviewer.
I want.
Take your hand and lead to
How long did he do this?
I slowed it down, but it was like through half of his interview he was eating this pickle.
So instead of Mandy's muffins, it was pickles.
I couldn't not do it.
I mean, I understand. As an avid pickle lover, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to repeat that?
You know what? Yeah, I will. As an avid pickle lover, I understand. See, now I'm at the stage where I don't care if I repeat myself and sound foolish.
I enjoy this stage in your life.
TikTok live and told him that wrestling was fake.
Oh my god. I've never met a pickle I didn't like. You can clip that.
She's like, clip it, ship it, send it.
Like a good Jew.
Just like a good Jew. I've never met a pickle I didn't like.
I might have to clip that and put it on my TikTok.
Do it. Okay.
I had to send Will the fucking dark matches for his TikTok.
We appreciate that.
13.
What can I say?
13.
I'm a nice guy.
13 times. She's retweeted it 13 times.
Oh, no. I don't know how many times she's retweeted it.
Oh.
What's going on over there?
Shows in the 10 days I
13
was
shows in the 14 days he was supposed to be off.
Yeah, I know.
13 shows in 10 days.
In 10 days. In 10 days. He did 13 shows in 10
Because
days.
he doesn't know how to take a fucking vacation.
No, he doesn't.
I understand.
I took 2 days off. Monday and Tuesday of last week.
No, you didn't?
Yeah, I did. Because remember, I tweeted about it because I was like, "This has been the longest 2 days of my life."
You were still on TikTok.
But I didn't do a show.
You went on TikTok Live and were talking about wrestling. That counts.
Okay.
He knows he can't win the battle. He's like, okay.
No. I thought you counted how many times the thing was retweeted.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Lucky Will.
Lucky Will.
When he finishes the cease and desist and sends it to her on Monday morning. Because our attorney's involved.
Oh,
okay.
Because
I was
Allison
like, think about
said
it.
I couldn't fucking bury her.
Get that.
I know what we're talking about now. Now I'm caught up.
There you go, dear bud. There you go. No, but I will actually be like not doing shows on on vacation this year.
I need a vacation. See, Will took 10 days off. I still had to, go to work.
Yeah, this was rude. Would you say, Matt?
I said, yeah, we'll see.
Well, I'm taking my laptop just in case. But like I won't be able to do She-Leet because I'm not bringing this laptop. I'm bringing my other one because I'm going to be in New Orleans, SummerSlam, and then Hilton Head.
When are you guys coming up in April?
TBD when we're coming up in April. I got to figure out when this show is and when we're doing Passover and stuff. So
Yeah, see, that's a little too Jewy for me.
It's a little too Jewy for you.
Yeah, see, I draw the line at my Judaism, at my heritage, not my religious practices. So,
I mean, Passover is just like the meal, like.
Oh no, I know what it is. I don't. I have not practiced anything religion, let alone Judeo-Christian, since like 8th grade. So.
I'm sorry. Is Will just on TikTok Live or something?
Yeah, he is on TikTok Live.
I'm not joking. I just finished recording with the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Whose live are you on?
Mike's and Phil's. And
Hi, Mike and Phil and Shadow and all.
And if they don't believe you, they can go to @Smackin' It Raw on TikTok.
Oh yeah, if they don't believe you, they can go to
Smackin' It Raw.
Smackin' It Raw. What is it? What's the whole spiel? Models.
Oh, that's Pornhub.com/model/
Pornhub.com/model/
No, it's not my show. I was a guest. I'm a guest host on it occasionally.
He's a guest.
They have a whole network they do shows on. It's called Creation World.
I like that.
If you go to
separate conversation.
Creation World and
The hub.
You'll get a whole list of podcasts.
Well,
There's a horror podcast called Getting Offed.
TikTok will banana you.
Oh yeah, corn. You gotta say corn.
It's about horror movies. I've been on that one. There's Smackin' It Raw, which is the wrestling podcast.
This is absurd. What is even happening?
What are you doing?
I'm putting Matt's show over for him.
Vaguely said Will is taking credit for your show.
No,
yeah, they were doing it on Pornhub. They, my buddy Matt, he's in Chicago, and was the original concept for it, I guess.
You can learn all about it.
Are you in Chicago, Phil?
Oh my god, he's talking to CM Punk.
Yeah, no.
Oswego? Matt, do you know where Oswego is?
The secondary.
I know where Oswego is.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah, Matt knows where that is.
This is just become a game.
Matt, do you know where your cock is?
I do.
Oh,
He does.
In my hand.
He knows where his wiener
In
is.
his
too.
hand.
It's in his hand. Oh, whose cock?
I don't know what's happening.
I also don't know what's happening.
Will is correct though. If you go to Pornhub.com and then the search bar type in Croatia World,
those things work.
two separate words. The
wiener,
first thing that pops up in the search at the very
Yeah.
top is Croatia World, and then right below that there is a man
I'll
with a
send you the
16-inch cock. It says self suck
if you go to
16-inch cock,
TikTok and you
face fuck,
search for
double
Smackin'
cum
It
shot,
Raw on
swallow.
TikTok, you can follow him there too.
Great.
But that is probably the biggest penis I've ever seen on a person.
I've tagged him in a bunch of stuff. If you look at my story, I was just on a show this afternoon with him.
What's our watch along at?
I haven't gotten to watch it yet. I'm going to though.
Not me. I do everything in private browsing.
Fun.
Bumping pretties. 190.
Color store
Hey.
Seth Rogen. On a good day.
You're welcome.
On a good day, I'm dollar store Seth Rogen.
It was
on a bad day, I'm just Will Gray.
I was just there.
Next
for
thing
some
you know, it'll be
puns.
the secondary hub for botch spots and chair shots.
It might be. Who knows at this point?
I told you they should rebrand as Big Cocks and Cum Shots, but you know.
Big cocks and cum shots.
Yeah, I've still got my MJF scarf on because
We're just gonna merge. One day we're just gonna merge, and we'll just all be one situation.
Well, you saw him on the Impulsive podcast where they were like, "Your sister Lana Rhodes," and Cody was like, "The porn star? I'm not related to her."
This
The
is
fuck are you doing?
this is just taking a turn over there.
Yeah, it was still funny. I love it.
Wait. I have an idea.
I'm about to cut all my hair off
How do I? There's
after a year of growing it out.
I thought he was gonna do a man bun.
Dude, you're fucking telling me.
It's in that weird, like, awkward stage, and you just can't tough it out.
Aw, pussy boo.
My plan was to grow it out.
He is a pussy.
When I finished chemo last February, I said I'd never cut it again. It's been growing out for a year now, and I hate it.
It's because he won't, like, style it.
Oh, see, that's his own damn fault.
I straightened it the other day.
I bet it looked so pretty.
It did. It was so shiny.
I believe it. See, I have just naturally wavy hair, so like even if I brush it, it still just like looks like this.
My hair like
Phil, I hopped on your show earlier and
curls,
saw a
but
little bit of
if
your
I
show.
like blow dry it or like try to actually curl it, it won't hold.
You ever done a perm?
No.
Every time I hear someone talk about perms, I always think of Legally Blonde.
Yes.
Just like endorphins make you happy. Happy people don't shoot their husbands.
Matt looks like he's up to no good.
He's definitely up to no good. Look at that
I'm always
smirk
up to no good.
knows.
I know what he's doing.
I don't know what he's doing. How do
Oh,
you
I
know what he's doing?
Because I can just see the evil in his eyes.
See, he could be doing a multitude of evil things, so I don't know if I can pinpoint one.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think that you're going to go on TikTok and you're going to stream Will from TikTok onto here.
Why are you so smart?
Because I am smart. Yeah.
Wow. It's like being smart. Oh my god.
My witchy Jew powers, Matt.
I let on.
Is he
I don't know
gonna
if
pull
he's a
the
Jew,
string
but
up? That's awesome.
this means we're gonna hear him twice.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
That was my phone. I didn't know
Scared
that
me.
it wasn't on the thing.
It's okay.
I wonder why. When I go to him, though, the live doesn't show up.
Are
I'm not
you?
on.
Are you like a get like?
I'm a guest. He'll have to go to my profile.
Yeah, you got to go to the profile and then click the thing,
I'm in the Will Gray profile.
and it doesn't.
I've never done this for my computer before, so.
Hang on.
First time for everything. Excuse me.
Matt, I just sent you the live.
Oh, he sent it to you.
He's He's gonna pull it from his computer browser and put us in the show.
Oh, that's how I saw that basketball thing. Is Will sent it to me earlier.
Yeah. I told him to send it to you.
Makes sense.
All right,
All sounds
JB.
right.
Thank you, brother.
No,
This
it doesn't
message
say
type
that you're
isn't supported.
live.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And it also did not like the message you sent me on the computer for some reason. I'm on my browser. It wants me to download the app, and that's way more of a pain in the ass than.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
You know, it was a good idea in theory. You did your best.
It was. It was.
Better than awesome
What are
theory.
you doing?
Who, me?
No, Will.
William Fancy Son over there.
He's like on my computer. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
You guys switch spots.
You got her a Drew McIntyre autograph?
Apparently.
Switch spots and chair shots.
Switch spots.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here. All right.
Allison gave us our title tonight.
Yeah.
She did. Hey, I have one of those. You guys pick. You guys decide which one I have.
Which one you have a what?
The title?
Both? You
Nah,
have both?
more so one.
I live in Tennessee. We're taking away everything.
Yeah, I'm happy I don't live down there.
Yeah, we're gonna. I said today we gotta move out of this shitty ass state.
I think you guys might have to.
Like, I can't get a schmishmortion. I can't. Let's see. What are the other things I can't do? As of April 1st, I won't be able to go to a drag show. And they are also working on legislation that allows the county clerk their discretion on whether to approve or deny marriage licenses based on religious reasons, and will allow them to deny same-sex marriage, interracial marriage. Yeah.
I would.
Having a conversation at my desk. I'm sitting at.
What religion
She's still on the air.
does it specifically say that interracial marriage is against God's will?
It doesn't.
Nowhere.
So
I know.
Yeah.
Fun fact, also in the state of Tennessee, my friend had to go through this because she had to have a hysterectomy.
Ooh, yeah.
In the state of Tennessee, if you are married, you have to have your husband's permission, even if it's medically necessary, to have a hysterectomy. Her husband literally had to sign a document at the hospital before her surgery saying that it was okay that she had a hysterectomy.
I would just like to know when the fuck we went back to, like, the 1600s.
Also, fun fact about the whole same-sex marriage thing. Did you know that originally in the Bible, the wording was "man shall not," something along the lines of like "sleep with child," not.
Yeah.
And it was altered as time went on that man sleeping with man is an abomination. But originally, it was just like, "Don't be a pedophile."
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say that on YouTube and Twitch, but I just did. So we'll see what happens. Don't love children in the way you would love an adult, I guess, would be the PC way to say it. And then somehow at some point they just changed that. So it's actually not against the Bible to be in a same-sex relationship.
Wow, so I'm screwed in a multitude of ways if I go down there. I almost stay in Pittsburgh.
Don't come to Tennessee.
And none of them are the way you want to be.
Yeah.
And two,
well,
it's pretty terrible.
One of those one of those is not going to happen for quite some time, probably ever again.
So, but I don't know.
That's so sad.
It's the truth.
I think you'll have sex again one day, Katie. Don't say that.
Okay.
We'll find you somebody at Mania next year.
Oh my god. I gotta wait another year? I'm done.
You just said ever. You said you don't think it's ever going to happen again. Like in your entire life, and now waiting a year is a problem?
No. You weren't fully listening.
Oh, okay.
I said, think about the two things: interracial, same sex.
Okay.
Well, I said one of those things would not happen again if I moved down there.
Okay. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
see, that wasn't fully.
Oh.
But
I'm
also,
gonna need some deets on this.
I also don't believe that. I think that we can knock out two birds with one stone in that category.
Realistically, we probably could. Oh, and I also said, like with that specific person, that would not happen again.
You did not say all of that. You absolutely did not.
I very, very quietly said it.
You alluded
Slide
to
my
things
DMs.
improperly.
I did allude to things.
Sliding Allison's DMs.
All right, I'll catch up for speed real quick.
Writing backwards is harder than you guys think.
Why are you writing backwards?
Because the camera is backwards, so they can read it.
Flip your camera.
If you guys are joining us now, this is the post show for Smackin' It Raw. The show is over. You can go back and watch it. It was very entertaining and fun time. We had the Will Gray from Botch Spots and Chair Shots here. Obviously, in the DX shirt to my right is Miss Katie Kinsey Bay. Below me, not the Will Gray, but the boss bitch of Botch Spots and Chair Shots, Allison, who joined us to tell us a story on the post show and then just kind of replaced Will because he went on TikTok Live. I am the host of the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin' It Raw podcast. And yeah, no, we're just, talking about tentacle dildos and women's rights and mini basketball game butt plugs and all sorts of fun things.
Interracial sex, same sex.
Yeah.
All the sex.
Interracial same sex.
Interracial same sex. Yeah. Yeah. I gave her a long story short version. Yeah.
I was going to say, I could have done a long story short version and say you had your V trigger taken by a Bobby Lashley lookalike in the city that never sleeps.
I hate you so much.
No specifics.
No specifics. But it's okay because it won't happen again. So
why not?
Well, that specific situation with that specific cosplayer will not happen again.
Yeah.
I've got the
why not?
title too, shout out.
Because said cosplayer, I am trying my best. It is almost 3 a.m. I'm doing my best. Said cosplayer is, como se dice, taken. So,
are they married?
No. To our knowledge, who knows?
There's a lot of history between the city of Sin 2 years ago and where we are now today.
To today, yes. There's
what happens at Mania stays in Mania.
Hey, I'm
that's
now.
Cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Just because it's taken. I'm not a home wrecker, and I have gone on record saying that.
I'm proud of you for that.
Nothing happened the last time, and nothing will happen this time.
I'm proud of you, Katie.
Thank you. Even though it hurts my soul, I am being the bigger person about all of this. Trying to be.
It's a Jim Crockett Promotions turnbuckle sung by Ricky.
Do they live?
Jim Crockett Promotions.
He's talking about his Ricky Steamboat signed turnbuckle.
I was going to say, speaking of places that weren't for interracial marriage, Jim Crockett Promotions.
Are you watching me?
No,
we can just hear you.
Show live on the desktop.
Oh.
Sorry.
Hear you, Will. Sorry.
You could have been cool and logged in on my computer and joined us, but that's cool.
Yeah, he doesn't like us anymore. He just wants to talk to the TikTok friends, I guess. I
Why not?
can't breathe.
Why?
I don't know. It's every time I like podcast. And recently, it's just been like my nose gets super stuffed up.
Is it something about that room?
It might be, especially because this weather's been hella whack the past few months.
The only one
You
I'm
mean
Yeah.
your bedroom?
Cactus Jack.
My
I've got a
bedroom.
mankind.
Yes, this is my
I've got
bedroom.
a dude love. I just got to get a cactus.
Everything is blooming here, so it's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my allergies kick my ass. I'm not looking forward to that. But I'll tell you what, I'll take downing Zyrtec every day to, exist over snow.
Is it there's snow there?
I got 5 inches yesterday, and not just in my pants.
Okay. I knew there was gonna be a joke in there somewhere. I just didn't know how you were doing it.
Let's see. It's currently.
I'll see you guys. It's late.
Oh, it's
I've got stuff to
37
do.
degrees. I'm gonna have to turn the heat back on.
It's 33 degrees here. Matt, your turn. How cold is it in Chicago?
I was looking, but there's not a temperature on my desktop, and I don't feel it. Oh, 32. 32. It's in the left.
Yeah, mine's in the bottom left.
Gross. It was like 80 degrees this week. It's supposed to snow on the 18th. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting real sick and tired of this shit.
See, we had false spring, and so now we're back to fuck you winter.
Now we're in swinter.
Winter.
We also had fall spring. It was fucked up.
It's pretty fucking
Well,
disrespectful.
honestly, I'm here for all the plants to all the terrible dogwood trees have bloomed, and they're what really get me. So, bring on the cold weather. Kill all the fucking trees and flowers so that I can breathe.
I just thought Katie was out of breath because she realized that completely sober, she let out something that she didn't even talk about when we got her really drunk. So
it's because I'm cool.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. If people don't know, then it's been pretty alluded to.
I don't know who would have done that repeatedly.
Oh,
over 2 years.
I have
what an
no
asshole.
idea. Might be someone
person
who
would be.
legit made a joke after we found out said person was taken, and I was like, "Ow,
was
that
he
one
taken
kind of
at
hurt."
the time?
No,
Oh.
not at that time. No, I was like, no, that conversation happened recently.
What are you doing?
Oh God, hi.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever seen us in the same camera.
Except for earlier when you were under the desk.
Well, yeah, but you know what I mean.
Don't make that face.
You're such a weirdo.
I was talking to you, Katie, not Will. Will, keep making that face.
It's super weird because I can't hear him, but I can see him
Do
talking.
you want me to do the
It's
unplug
only
the thing?
just like this part of his face.
How do I make this have sound?
Outside.
Well,
a lot louder there.
Change all the
Wait.
inputs in my
Oh,
computer
Oh,
and stuff.
fuck
Yeah,
off.
don't do
Hang
it.
on.
Don't do it. Don't fuck it up.
She's
Don't fuck it up.
messing with shit on my set. Like she knows how to work my computer. Look at her.
Don't break
Where
anything.
do I put this in?
You have to
Allison,
find the hole with your finger.
I found the hole.
It's your job to find the hole, Will.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Will.
Matt says it's your job to find the hole.
With my finger first, then I plug it in.
Well, I didn't need to use my finger. I found it without it.
Woo! Got him. It's because women
Pleased with
know
myself right
shit
now.
better. What?
I said I'm extremely pleased with myself right now.
You were just stirring up all of the chaotic energy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just Dan here.
damn
We
well.
cool.
I stirred no, you said all the stuff that you said and said the DMs.
You
I stirred nothing
started
up.
this.
I did not start this.
Yes, you did. I'm
How
blaming
did I
you.
start this?
I honestly don't even remember how any of this started.
Damn it.
Allison started talking about interracial marriage and same-sex marriage being illegal, and then you made your comment.
yeah.
I had nothing to do with your comment. Then you sent DMs, and I had nothing to do with that.
Will was just dancing around like a fucking ballerina, and I didn't get to turn the camera fast enough.
I am free of sin in this situation for once.
Only, yeah, one time.
It's the only time that matters right now, Katie.
This is all of this is your fault, anyways.
What the fuck, bro? I just got
Not
mood.
wrong. No,
that is not wrong at all.
I don't
not
know
wrong.
can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, this all started because of you.
Technically, I guess I started it.
No. I'm
No,
talking
no,
about
no,
like
no.
the very beginning.
Oh. Huh?
Like, if you go back in time 2
I'll
years,
tell
it's
you
all my
later.
fault.
If you go back in time 2 years, probably around this. No, it would have been a little later. It would have been like in a month or 2 years. It's like April of 2 years ago. That's when all this started.
I encourage bad behavior.
Listen, I make a really good wingman at so when we all meet up at Mania, I got you.
I mean, fingers crossed. I'm in some type of relationship and come
Well,
Mania.
if not, again, I make a really good wingman.
Hey,
I mean,
you
listen. Here's the way I look at this, and I've told Katie this. She's already the door swings both ways, right? She's already gone through it one way. I think the next time we need to try the other way. See which one she likes better, if at all better. You know, you don't just buy one type of chip when you know that you're open to trying all the chips. You know, you got sample. So
Look, I mean, maybe you could just be a unicorn. To them. Do you not know it?
Okay. It's 3 a.m. My brain is not at the highest capacity right now. I'm doing my best.
are you aware of what a unicorn is?
Yes. And then no, I'm not elaborating.
Okay.
I mean,
it's just like
it's
Again, I had nothing to do with this.
I didn't say you did this time.
No, you 100% said I stirred up all the shit and it's my
No,
fault.
like I didn't just say it again.
Yeah, I know.
I'm saying.
But I'm just sitting here enjoying the fallout.
What the fuck is that?
I think it's
It looks like a wolf with a horn.
It looks like
a narwhal. Is it a narwhal?
No, that looks like Balto with a horn.
It looks like Suicune from Pokemon with a horn.
That's weird.
That is very weird. Why does that even exist? Oh.
Is that a Suicune, Bakley?
It really just looks like a wolf.
Well, Suicune looks like a wolf.
Okay. I'm trying to help prove your point. He said I think so. Show and tell, Pokemon style.
Will you go get me a drink? No. Rude.
Ow.
Well. Good stuff. What are we watching?
We're not watching anything. That's what I think we're looking at, but maybe not.
I mean, the color is the same.
Yeah.
Did you say, damn it, Jay-Z?
Daisy.
Oh, I was like, Jay-Z? Daisy's one of the cats.
Come here, Daisy. She's the one that meows so loud.
She is Siamese.
No. She's half Maine Coon, half Tabby, but she looks like she's Siamese.
Maine Coons are a bitch.
We have 3 Maine Coons, and they're all like super sweet.
Oh my god. That's just the amount of fur.
Yeah, they're all 3 half Maine Coons, half Tabby.
Jesus Christ.
I feel bad for that Tabby.
Right?
Maine Coons are fucking huge, aren't they?
They can be.
So either a Tabby got mounted by a giant cat or had to mount a giant cat.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
The Maine Coon was the daddy.
Yeah, see, got mounted. Poor thing.
Yeah, like Daisy and come on. Daisy and Jade are a year old, and Jade's already at least the size of my. She's almost the size, like height and lengthwise, as my 12-year-old Maine Coon. And Chester's almost 20 pounds.
That's a big pussy.
He is a big pussy. He also, I think, thinks he's a dog. Come on.
Bark, bark. He's got that dog in him.
If you go to
Dog,
if
dog,
you go to dog, yeah, there you
Dude,
go.
we have 2 dogs and 5 cats.
You know, you can
Holy
go for all
shit.
your needs.
For
Dog,
all
dog,
of
dog.
our needs.
Get out.
She's fine.
Nailed it.
Just leave her alone.
All right, guys, I got to get up and hang out with Zoe tomorrow while Kate goes and does some running around. So I'm going to go to bed.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Katie,
It
take
has-
some medicine.
I don't even think I'll need it. I'm just gonna tap the fuck out. I gotta change, and then I'm tapping out.
Where the
It has
fuck
been
is your
fun.
mouse?
It's been a
I
time.
got
Thank all 4 of you for joining me.
Matt says thanks for joining him.
You're welcome, Bubba. Anytime.
Well, you, Allison, Will, and Bakley stayed around the longest. So,
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you were
Okay.
talking about Will. So that's fine.
Well-
or
well-
4. Oh, never mind. I can count. I got math. You weren't counting.
I don't
yourself?
count as
You
one
do
of the
count,
4.
man.
Not when I said thank you all for joining me. I don't get
Yeah,
counted
me.
in the me.
Thank you.
Listen,
Okay, no, 5. The rack.
He wasn't here.
He's always there.
the rack's gonna come on the Boss Bitch Power Hour.
That'll be fun.
Uh,
There's no bigger boss bitch than the rack.
Maybe the rack can be my co-host.
oh
Possibly.
my god.
To be amazing. We'll discuss.
All right, guys.
Bye bye.
Do you have to end the stream?
Yep, doing that.